think from now on, how we got to start it is that we do the first. We did in the first episode. Like we go in order, like Cedric, Nick, and then me introduce ourselves, and then we talk about like an intro. You know what I mean? What was that? Is that this? Is that this chat? Why would you? You just want to be the first one to post me in here. It wasn't you.
No.
Okay.
It's my reaction.
Already? Are you ready?
It's a kid, yay. Kid, yay.
All right. Cedric, you introduce yourself first, Nick, and then me. And then we'll do that from now on, every podcast. Sound good?
Me first? I'm the hype man, bro. I'm third.
No. You're the hype man, so you gotta go first.
Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. Oh, all right. Yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the ultimate codcast. Yeah, I said codcast. Get it right, bitch. Fucking cousin Bruncle right here. Yo, boy, the hentai god.
Nick.
And I'm Jacob, and I may or may not have testicular cancer. And this is Cousin Bruncle. And today, what I wanted to start the topic off is, I wanted to talk about hot takes. For example, I think, like for something simple, I think Italian food is disgusting. I don't like any of it.
Huh?
You just haven't had good Italian food, bro.
I just don't like Italian food. I've had it in multiple places. Don't like it. I eat it like once a month.
Huh?
You just haven't had good shit, bro. Honestly.
Good hot take to start off of, I guess.
Just like Cedric hates Asian food, bro. Oh my god. Don't piss me off, bro. Oh my god. I've eaten so much of a variety of food, bro. I can tell you for a fact, there is not one type of food, bro, that is entirely bad. There is good versions of every food.
Name one good thing in Italian food for Italian food.
Lasagna.
I actually hate lasagna, so
That's actually crazy.
that is like
Bro.
one of the few things of Italian food I hate.
Fucking pesto is fire.
Yeah,
Eh.
there is some really good. No, there is some really good pesto dishes.
Baked.
Yeah,
You know what I
just
think it
haven't
is?
had good shit,
I
bro.
hate tomato sauce. I absolutely hate tomato sauce.
Yeah, nah. I
Well,
can't
you know
follow
that's
on
why
that.
you gotta have something that has pesto in it. Pesto
I
is really
love
good.
Pesto's
fucking
better,
tomato
but
sauce.
it's
I love tomato sauce. I fucking adore tomato sauce, bro. That's crazy. Well, there's other dishes besides just tomato sauce pasta, right?
pesto. He said, yeah. What else? What else is there?
Not even just pasta. Not even just pasta. There's hella other dishes.
Okay, name one you think I would like then.
Fried snail.
And I'm not being racist because I'm half white and my white side is a Sicilian. Okay?
You're not any type of way. You're racist.
All right. Yep, so that's my hot take.
No, but there's types of Alfredo you can get. Fettuccine is fire, bro.
I like Alfredo cheese. Alfredo cheese, that's good.
Yeah. If you like Alfredo cheese, then you'll like Alfredo pasta, bro. It's the same fucking thing. Nah, you just haven't had good shit, bro.
Especially with like grilled chicken Alfredo.
Oh my god.
I guess I need to go to a better Italian restaurant because I've been to like 2 or 3 and I still don't really care for
2 or 3 in your life is insane.
Yes.
See, this is how I know y'all don't, or you specifically don't move from your spot that often, because it's like you be telling me about a type of food and you're like, yeah, bro, I've never ate this before. I'm like, oh really? Have you gone anywhere? You're like, nah, just within my 20 block radius. I'm like, well, yeah, they're not gonna have every
Well,
food
everything
known to
here
man.
is amazing and it's good and I don't need to go anywhere else.
Nah, bro, you gotta diversify
Okay.
for sure.
God.
There's so much food, bro. I want to show you.
To be fair, I
Cedric,
am a picky eater though. I am a picky eater.
Honestly, bro, this is my hot take. If you're a picky eater, bro, and you're not on the spectrum, grow the fuck up.
Me, when I go to a
Honestly.
5-star
I'm actually
restaurant
on
and
the
they don't have
spectrum,
chicken
so
tenders-
I mean,
he actually is on the
Nah.
spectrum. So
yeah,
That's why I said if you are on the spectrum, you get a pass. But if you're not, bro, and you say you're a picky eater, bro, nah.
and we just need a gay Asian in this podcast, and then we could say anything.
Buckle the fuck up. Nah, what's it called? Yeah, Cedric, because you don't like Asian food, right?
Okay, so like, there's a point. There's like, like
You don't like sushi. I'll just say that.
I don't like sushi.
Yeah.
I don't
Bro,
like seafood in general, besides tuna and tilapia. And like tilapia, I actually have to like have like breaded tilapia. Like,
You know what's
can't have,
wild
like,
about that,
regular
bro?
tilapia.
Yeah,
You
tilapia is so good.
definitely have. I hate tilapia so much.
It's actually really good.
It is the driest, fucking most plain fish.
You don't put
Bro,
lemon on
there
it?
is, bro. Yeah, but that don't do shit. It just tastes like lemon, fucking lemon fish meat. I don't want that, bro. I'm telling you, if y'all tried the fucking seafood, bro. If y'all tried the same seafood, bro, I could get you to try.
Like, low key,
Life changing.
To be
this
fair,
fool
I
used to
haven't had
hate
too much.
this fool hates
That's what I'm
tuna.
saying.
But when I made
I
tuna
don't
for him
hate
one time,
tuna.
he was no, not you, Nick. He hates
Oh.
tuna, but I was like, bro, trust me, you'll like my tuna. I made that
See-
shit, and he was like, low key. He was like,
That's
shit was
because I'm
gas.
open minded,
Dude, tuna with jalapenos. That's so good.
I don't like I don't like shredded tuna, or I didn't like shredded tuna until I found out like the different recipes you can use to
Mhm.
like counter that fish taste. Once you can counter the fish taste, I'm cool with it. Cedric
Yeah.
kind of taught me that because the mustard, that's the fucking key. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
that
mustard
shit low key
wipes out
hits,
the
bro.
fish taste.
Another
It
hot
is
take.
hella
I don't like
fucking good.
mustard.
I mean,
No,
that's
I
pretty-
know a lot
I
of
feel
people
like
that don't
that's
like
common.
mustard. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
then
That's
it's
a
a
common
fairly
take.
common.
I love mustard. I just can't have it by itself. Obviously.
No, yeah, by itself is
Yeah.
crazy. You gotta be nuts for that.
There's like only a few things I can eat stuff with or like and put mustard on it. But I'm not gonna lie, mustard is actually a very common ingredient in a lot of food because
That's
okay,
actually healthy for you, believe it or
yeah,
not.
and
Apparently
it's
it is, yeah.
actually not calorie like heavy either.
Yeah, it
It's
actually
not
doesn't
the
have
best
a
for
lot
you,
of
but it's
zero-
not bad for you that much.
It doesn't have a lot of sugar in it.
it's a natural plant.
Like
yeah.
barbecue sauce is like 40 times worse than mustard.
Or like American ketchup.
Yeah, American
Mhm.
ketchup's bad. Barbecue sauce is the worst though.
Oh, that tastes so good.
I know
though.
that for a fact. It does. But nah, bro. Oh, yeah. Cedric, when you come back out here, and Jacob, when you come out here, bro, and I have time, and
Bro,
can
we gotta take
actually
on the
get to
Bucka,
it.
low key. Bucka was fire.
You said Buckeye?
Bucka.
What is Buckeye?
What's a bucca?
It's like they only sell. It's a pasta restaurant, basically, like a Italian restaurant.
Where in
And
Ontario?
I think you were there. No, you weren't there. Were you? No, I
Where's
don't
it
know.
at? Cali or Arizona?
Arizona.
It's called Baca?
Bucka, like Buca.
Everybody look it up.
It's right there where.
Oh, Boca de Beppo?
Yeah,
bucca.
Bro, I
Crazy.
have heard of that.
yeah. We went there for. Remember? I'm pretty sure you went because we went there when I graduated. Remember? That's when your mom and my dad were
Bucca
like
de
like
Beppo.
actually dating.
A
It was a
long
long
ago.
time ago. Yeah, I went with them
I don't
again
remember.
recently. I went
How
with them
was
again
it?
recently, and it was good. Like that shit was fire. Like
Yeah,
This looks like
they
so
only do
like
family
I
sizes.
bet it was.
it looks like
No.
a super like what do you call it, stereotypical Italian restaurant. It has the checkered white and red and everything.
It's
Well,
straight
sometimes that
Italian
draws
food.
people
Yeah,
in. That's why they do it.
yeah.
Wait, but Jacob, you haven't had a lot of Asian food in your life, right?
Not too much. I've had like Yoshinoya
Oh.
once, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting.
Yoshi, what?
Yoshinoya.
Oh, that's only California based.
Is it?
Yeah, I found that out too because Bobo loves Yoshinoya.
He
and
does.
he's
He
like,
talks
bro,
about that all the time.
He's like, bro, he's like, they don't have
the
that
fast
here.
food chain.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good at all to me.
No. That's because you. That's not a. Oh my god. That's like you saying Taco Bell is good. Mexican food. That is literally the equivalent. It's
I'm,
fast
not,
food.
I'm saying I've had,
Great
that's the
food.
first time I had Asian food is what I'm saying, and I'm not counting Panda Express because that's technically just Mexicans making Chinese food.
Yeah.
Talk about
No.
It's not even Chinese food. Yeah,
And I don't even know if Yoshinoya is good or not. I'm not gonna hate on you yet. But bro, Cedric,
supposed
I
to be
need to
really
take you
good.
to real places too, bro. We'll go to real.
I've
fucking
been to
places.
actual real Asian restaurants. I've fucking thrown up
I've never
multiple
been.
times.
Nah,
I never went to a
nah,
high
bro.
end
We're talking
Asian
about
restaurant.
the real shit, bro.
But you've
I
been
know
to
that's what
like
I'm
Asian
saying.
countries though. I've not.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I can show you the shit, Cedric. Like, what are the things that usually make you sick in Asian food? Typically,
The rawness,
Mm.
probably.
So look, the biggest thing is like a lot of the raw food. Okay, I
Some
don't.
fish.
A lot of fish is not it for me. The chicken, sometimes I feel like they don't cook the chicken to like where like I think is actually like adequate.
Same.
It's just every time I've had like any type of like Asian food, like it's just not been great. And I've had like legit Asian food. I've had okay. The only thing I like that is Asian food is I did like Filipino sweets. I've had some like actual authentic Filipino sweets. Like when I was working at grocery outlet, there I actually had a boss that like his whole family worked there. It was they're Filipino and they brought homemade actual shit that they actually made, and like the shit was good.
I bet.
But that's
Well, let me tell
Filipino.
you
That's like the
this.
Mexicans of Asians, okay?
But still, like when you talk about Asian food, it's such a broad fucking spectrum of food.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much. What you're thinking of is like
I
the
don't like
classic
soups.
like China. I'm gonna say this. I did not like soups either. I've had some recent. They're so fucking good, bro. I swear to God, they're so fucking good. I never thought I would like them. They are so good.
Oh, their
You have to.
ramens look insane. Like
Oh,
I've
their
never had
ramen.
I've
Their
only had
ramen
like
is
top ramen. So
yeah. No,
like,
oh yeah. Their ramen would fucking blow you away. But bro, Korean food is a whole different spectrum than what you think of typical Asian food. Because when you think of typical Asian food, you're thinking of like Chinese food, essentially. Because that's like all the standard shit. And then sushi is Japanese. Bro, Korean food, I'm telling you,
I've had
they,
Korean barbecue.
yeah, where you cook the meat in front of you. Yeah. So, bro, there's places that they do the Korean barbecue, the sushi, and like Korean meals as well. Bro, the Korean meals are different. Most of them are like beef based, and oh my god, bro, they're like I don't even know how to even describe it perfectly, but they're um like meat that sits in sauce for a minute, so it like
Marinate.
entangles with the yeah, marinate. That's the word I was looking for. They marinate the sauce in like this, or the meat in like these like tasty ass sauces, and then it just like breaks down the meat, and then they cook it and they put it in like a fried rice that's just like super like buttery and good, and then they serve it to you, bro. I'm telling you, Korean food is so fucking good. I like all Asian food. I'll eat fucking anything. I've had Taiwanese food, Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food, Filipino food, fucking Mongolian food. I've literally had almost every type of Asian food, but Korean food, bro, and Taiwanese food, it's so damn good. And I know what you're talking about with like the undercooked stuff. And maybe you have an allergy to raw stuff because a lot of people have that and they can't eat it, which would make sense why you would get sick. You have to go to certain places too, because a lot of places aren't actually owned by like historical like Asian like families that know these recipes, so they fuck it up. Because there's a lot of places like that out here. There's a lot of places that do not know how to fucking cook that shit, but they always like they have this front like they do. Like they'll have like Asian servers and shit like that, but it's owned by like a white guy, and the
Everyone
food's
working
not
there
as
is like
good.
Indian.
Yeah, but Indian food is fire too. I've learned that as well. No, I'm telling you,
You like
do
curry?
not. Fuck yeah,
Oh, that's insane. That's insane.
bro.
Curry's
There's no,
disgusting to me, bro.
nah, bro. I'm sorry. As soon as I had curry in Japan, bro, that shit changed. I'm sorry.
What about
I'm
Indian
sorry.
curry though?
There are so many different types of Indian curry. Like there's
That is true.
so many types. So when you say Indian curry, that would be like for us if you're like, yeah, what type of barbecue? There's like so many different types of things you can barbecue, and it's the same thing for curry. There's so many different types of curry. There's spicy ass curry, there's regular curry, there's like vegetable curry, there's meat curry. There's so many different curries. And usually curry isn't supposed to be eaten by itself. It's always a side dish to the main thing. Like katsu curry, that's one of my favorite dishes ever I've ever had in my life. It's a Japanese thing. It's katsu chicken, which is like a breaded chicken, like thick breaded chicken with a side of like their curry on and rice, bro. It's fucking different.
Do you know how fat we sound right now?
Nah, we just sound diverse.
We sound
Honestly,
diverse.
It sounds diverse, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Someone tried to tell me, bro, that they were like, bro, Taco Bell is not good. And I was like,
It's not.
you're smoking. You're smoking.
It's not. It's
I'm
not. The
sorry,
only thing I
but,
really liked there was Dorito shells, and I don't even like Doritos.
Well, this is the thing. If you want good Mexican food, that's not what you're getting there.
yeah,
That's not
no,
the whole point of it.
Yeah.
it's not Mexican food. Yeah, like it's
Just
it's
cardboard.
literally like it's American. No, you want cardboard? Go eat Del Taco. That is real
Hey.
cardboard.
They're both bad. They're both
Whoa.
bad.
No, Del Taco is beyond 10 times worse than fucking Taco Bell.
I'm
To
not
be
gonna
fair,
lie,
I've
though.
never had taco at
Bro.
Del Taco though. I've only had
There's a-
Doritos.
there's a-
Go
there's a
one of these
Del-
days.
I
Compare
don't
both.
want it. I don't
And
want to. I don't
I
like
promise
either.
you-
Wait. There's a Del Taco that has always been here in Arizona, bro. I'm not even gonna cap. That shit is actually gas. I cannot lie.
I like how we
And-
all have super different taste buds.
And this shit is not even a regular fucking one because they have burgers there. When I tell you the burgers are actually fire as hell, they are actually fire.
Yeah,
But
Del
who
Taco
goes
sells
to
burgers.
who goes to Del Taco for a burger?
Me, bro, that shit is gas.
Who
And
even
they have
knows
fries.
there's burgers at Del Taco? Who even knows that?
No
other than
one,
you?
no one knows.
I
no
knew.
one knows. It's slept on his head.
They,
But no, I'll
bro,
say
they sell
this.
chili cheese fries. They sell all that
Yeah,
shit.
they
They
have
literally
hella
sell. They're diverse as fuck for a taco spot.
Yeah, they shouldn't be called Del Taco. They should be called
And
Del
Taco
Taco.
Bell. Let me talk to you about something.
Okay. Get some close.
Motherfuckers are really smoking absolute dick. Okay, because these motherfuckers said, yeah, the Taco Bell chicken nuggets are by far the greatest chicken nuggets I've ever tasted. And I said, huh? Bro, I
didn't even know they
I
had
tasted
chicken
them
nuggets.
motherfuckers. I tasted them motherfuckers, bro. They are, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. No. Anybody that says Taco Bell's chicken nuggets are fire, bro, you're smoking dick, bro. You're smoking dick.
See, this is my thing with Taco Bell, though. I'll tell you this: there's a lot of stuff I can't eat from there because even
It'll
though I can eat it and I'll enjoy it,
You'll
that
fuck
shit
your
will
ass up.
fuck my stomach up.
Is it
But
like because your
there-
stomach's
so-
not used to that stuff?
Well,
Well, yeah,
'cause-
okay. To be fair, yeah, that's technically what it is. Because after I stopped eating Taco Bell, the other day when I was out for my tattoo, I was able to have Taco Bell for the first time in a while, like months. And my stomach was not fucking happy with me, bro. Like I had like something like a usual like burrito and a 5-layer, bro, and my stomach was not happy with me at all. But I feel like that's just because my diet has fully changed to the point where like
Your body's telling you, bro, get this out of me, man. Like,
yeah, like
your body-
there's certain
your body does
things.
not
There's
want it
certain
in you.
things I'll eat, and my body's like, nah, bro. Like I'll immediately have to go take a fat shit, and it'll just be like everything I already ate.
nah, bro. You know what it is?
Mm.
It's just like poison. You consume
Pretty
poison
much.
enough, you can become immune to it, right?
Mm.
It's just like that. Because this food, don't get me wrong, there are certain things I will definitely risk it for, but this food is not like it's gonna fuck you up just because of like its origin and shit like that. But bro, there's like two things from their fucking menu that I would eat, even knowing what will happen to me. And those two things, Cedric, I know for a fact you have had the grilled cheese burrito.
Bro, that shit is gas.
To be
That
fair,
shit-
I've never had that
God.
though. To be fair, I've never
God.
had that.
That shit is absolute gas. That shit
Yeah.
makes me shit my fucking pants.
Yeah, bro.
Why?
That shit is
Why?
it's so cheesy.
Is it? Is
so,
it?
It's so
Oh.
So the grease from the cheese, you know what I mean? Like,
but
like
it is so
the
good.
sauces they use in there. They throw like Chipotle sauce in there.
Yeah.
There's like, bro, there's the hot like flakes are in there too. Like the little like the tortilla like hot flakes are in
Yeah.
there, bro. That shit is gas, bro.
It's
100%
actually
gas.
fire.
But that shit, if you are not ready for it, bro, that will fuck your stomach.
It's actually good.
Okay,
you know
bro,
What the other thing is, Cedric? I know you've had their 3-cheese chicken flatbread melt.
Bro, that
That
okay.
shit's hella.
I'm
fire.
so mad about the chicken flatbread melt, and the only reason why is because the Chipotle chicken flatbread melt is fire. Don't get me wrong, but it was so much better when they had the wrap, the chicken Chipotle wrap
Yeah.
that they had. It was the same ingredients. It was just a wrap, and it was so much better than the bread melt.
Can't you just ask him to wrap it?
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Like you don't like if they don't sell it on the menu. Normally, restaurants will tell you like, "Oh yeah, we're not like allowed to do that." But sometimes you'll get like people that'll be chill about it and be like, "Yeah, bro, I don't give a fuck." Like, because that's how it is at my store. Like, motherfuckers be asking for some weird ass fucking combinations. Somebody came in and they were like, "Can you sauce the wings in the lemon pepper, and then sauce the wings in the hot sauce as well after?" And it was like, you don't want just the seasoning, the lemon pepper seasoning on the hot wings? Yeah, like, and they're like, "Nah, we just want it like that." And we're like, "Okay, I guess, yeah, like we're not supposed to, but like, fuck it, bro. Like, I got you."
Well, that's because when you tell
like,
oh, my fault. I was gonna say sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you ask a fast food motherfucker to do extra work, they are not gonna fucking do that shit, bro.
No, you have to catch motherfuckers on like a decent day. Like
that's what I'm saying. If they're having a bad day, bro, of all things, and they're getting paid minimum wage, they're not gonna give you shit.
Is that when you on a McDonald's when you ask for the ice cream machine, you hear boom, boom, boom. Yeah, sorry, it's broken.
But I low-key tried the shit that they were talking about, because normally I just throw like the hot wings in and I throw the lemon pepper seasoning on top, which is hot lemon, like a normal flavor. And I was like confused about it when they asked it. I was like, "Hot lemon, you mean?" And they're like, "Sorta." And they're like, but like the lemon sauce, we make it in-house, so it's like a buttery sauce, you know what I mean? Like there's like an actual the wing gold has got like butter in it. Like, you know, we mix that shit in there and we set it all up. And I tried it and I was like, bro, that shit is way too sweet, bro. Like the butter just makes it too sweet at all. Like they're basically eating mild with lemon pepper seasoning. Basically, that's basically what it tastes like. And I was like, bro, you might as well just ask for fucking mild with lemon pepper in it.
Yeah, this thing is too complicated for me. Okay, this food stuff. I'm definitely not becoming a chef. I'll tell you that.
Honestly, look at food. Working food and like, it's not bad. It's the customers that make it bad, because motherfuckers. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, customers are horrible, bro.
Yeah,
yep,
bro.
Yep.
That's why
I can honestly say motherfuckers can really like make you angry, bro. Like doing stupid shit, bro. Like it's actually crazy, or asking for stupid shit.
Mental training.
Well, people be so demanding too. Like people will go to like a grocery store type shit and go on a power trip and just yell at the workers and be like, "Why ain't you doing?" It's like, bro, you're at a fucking grocery store and this kid is 17 years old. He's like still in school,
for real.
still fucking doing classes. He's getting paid minimum wage, and you expect him to do all this extra shit, especially when you're on his ass. He's gonna be like, "Fuck no."
It's a service.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Nah, that's why every time I go to like any type of fast food, knowing how it be like, and I go with like homies that don't like ever haven't ever really like been there, you know what I mean? Or like aren't like ever been in that position. I'm usually the one to order, so I could like at least like I know how to come in and talk to the motherfucker and like be like, "Hey, bro, like, how's your day going, bro?" Like type shit. Like, you know, like I actually can have a conversation, get my order right, not spitting, and fucking it made fucking perfectly, bro. I remember one time I was with we went to I think it was when we went to Six Flags for my birthday, and fucking me, Motivates, Frop, and Frop's girl went to like get food, and me and Motivates got Taco Bell, and he like asked them for like no fucking tomatoes, and he got tomatoes in his shit, and bro was about to flip his lid, and I was like, bro, just sit there. I was like, I'll deal with it, bro, because that fool was about to fucking go and fucking cause a scene, and I was like, bro, like
over tomatoes.
Because there was tomatoes in his fucking shit, and I was like, damn, bro. I was like, I got it. Relax, bro. Relax. I went and had a decent conversation with the guy. I was like, hey, bro, like, my homie asked for like, you know, like a normal person, bro. Just talk to him like a normal fucking person, bro. That's all you have to really do. And like, he was like, oh yeah, no problem. He was like, you can keep that one too. He was like, if you want. He was like, we'll add some extra shit to the side for you guys. And I was like, cool, bro. Thanks. That's all I wanted, bro. That I literally just wanted the fucking taco, like made the right way. And like, if this man Motivates would have gone up there, bro, Oh my god,
Why
bro.
is your taco? Oh wait, what? No. Why is there tomatoes in this?
I specifically asked for no tomatoes, blah, blah. This fool would have been fucking flipping in his lid, bro. This fool would have got spit in his next taco, and I would have fucking laughed my ass off at it.
Got AIDS.
Yeah, bro. Every time someone fucks up my order, bro, I'm never mad like that. I'm just like, hey, you mind just like switching it out? You just didn't give me what I wanted. I'm sorry. I don't
Yeah.
want to, like, I don't want you to do extra work, but like, because if you go up there and like, I didn't get what I wanted, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, and fuck your shit up. Like, I wouldn't do that because I'm not like a bad person, but bro,
But have you done
people
that?
get fed up.
Nah. There was
I've
some
never
days,
spit in
bro.
food.
There was some days motherfuckers would really push my patience, bro. And I was like,
Hey,
bet.
statute of limitations. Have you guys done that?
It's a statute of limitations.
Cedric's like, I'm still working there, so
I can tell you this much. Okay, I can tell you this much. I do remember one time I was like, this is when I first started. Like, it was like some dude pissed me off, and he was like, "That's not the right seasoning." He was like, "I don't want this shit." He was like, "Make that shit over again." And he was like, "Or else I want a fucking refund." This and that, and I was like, "Bro, okay, whatever." So, it was like garlic parm or whatever, and so what I did was I sauced the wings in the garlic sauce, and then I piled on every fucking sauce on those wings, and then I covered them up with the fucking with the parm. I threw like another sauce in there under the parm, and then like I just covered it all up with parm, so like you couldn't see it. Bro left fucking happy that he got his fucking wings, bro. Never heard from that motherfucker again, bro.
probably give him a heart attack. That wasn't even that bad though. It's not that bad.
Bro, his wings were not gonna be garlic parm shit. Nah, I've seen some crazy shit, bro. I've seen a motherfucker drop a wing, fucking pick that shit up because they were mad and threw that shit back in their fucking shit.
Yeah, that's why I don't piss nobody off, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't piss nobody off,
especially
bro.
before your food is made.
Literally. Like there's very few people I feel like just in history you don't want to fuck with. You don't want to fuck with the person making your food. You don't want to fuck with the person who's like sleeps in the same house with you, and you don't want to fuck with the people who like have control over your money, like job, etc.
Yeah.
Those are the people you do not want to fuck with, bro. Food most of all, because they could literally kill you. They could poison you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
people just they just have too much confidence, bro, and just want to be a bad person that bad. They could literally fucking kill you.
People get spiteful easily. Bitter.
Yeah. Because what if they're just having a horrible ass day, their family's fucking done, nothing to live for, and you just fuck with them, and they're like, you know what? Let me kill this motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't know what type of level this person's on at the moment, you know?
Yeah.
Dang. How'd it go from hot take, I don't like Italian food, to, hey, I'm gonna kill this dude?
This is fucking fast food, bro. Fast food, bro.
Yeah, fast food.
It's just, it ain't great, bro. It's not great. Like,
Yep.
I'm gonna be. This is a hot take, but I'm gonna be truthful, bro. The shit that motherfuckers deal with, bro, in fast food, bro. I don't think $20 is enough. I don't think
there's a lot of jobs like
$20
that.
was not. Yeah, you know, like $20 is not enough to deal with the motherfuckers that be doing extra shit, bro. I like one of my homies literally had someone throw change at him because he was mad over fucking.
That's crazy.
Over some stupid shit. It wasn't even like anything like massive either. It was like because he helped the guy before he helped the woman that was already helped. The guy just assumed that she needed help before him. So he was throwing a whole fit about it, and like it was like, oh, so you're just gonna not help her out, and you're just gonna help me, and you're gonna ignore her like that, blah blah, this and that, and this was throwing a fucking fit, and like
just white knighting or what?
Know what the fuck? Yes, bro. Like, bro doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, and he's just going on and on about this shit. Like,
Cedric went into PTSD mode. He went,
yeah, bro. Motherfuckers piss me off, bro.
Yeah, that's like, I really, really don't want to deal with like customer service stuff. Like, it's like one of my dreads. I would hate to do that.
Nowadays, whenever like someone's like low key frustrating the fuck out of me, I'm like, I turn around and I go up to the closest person. I go, you got to handle this. They ask for you specifically.
That's crazy. They asked for you specifically.
Yeah.
As for you specifically is crazy.
If I was you, I'd be like, hey, I gotta get my manager. And then, I don't know. The manager would probably fire me because how much I would get him for like customer service stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I can give like pretty fire customer service, but like motherfuckers be doing too much sometimes.
I mean, basically you're like sacrificing like you're put in embarrassing moments for money. Basically, it's what's happening, and you're forced to be nice about it. If that makes sense.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys have any hot takes?
Hot takes. Because
we went on a 30-minute spiral off mine.
Yeah, bro. Hot takes.
You guys just agree with everything around you?
Definitely fucking not, but I'm trying to think.
All I can think about is food now. I could just throw a few out. Like modern slang is horrible. The way people dress now is horrible. I hate all that fashion. It's all horrible. Most modern music is horrible.
Yeah, we kind of bend on that.
But like, it's popular for a reason. So that means the majority are going with it.
I mean, most. I think most is fair. Because there's still some shit that's actually good that's still out there that's still coming out. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Most, yeah.
Because like if you said all new music, it would have been like that would have been a hot take. Like that's
nah.
All new music is bad is crazy.
Nah.
Yeah, like
most though. I would say like 80%. It's not a little higher.
I feel like that's kind of always been a thing, though.
I don't think so. No, it was a point from like what, like early '80s all the way to like late early 2000s, maybe even 2010s, where it was just like majority of everything you heard was just good. You could always just leave it.
I want to say my hot take is
though?
It's not nostalgia.
Well, not that.
Oh, okay.
It's because music now is so much more accessible. Anybody can do this shit now if you have a phone.
Well, yeah, I know. That's
Not
why
everybody could do that back in the day.
Because look at the people on the radio now. Dude, oh my. It makes me mad even thinking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, what were you going to say, Cedric?
What was I going to say?
I don't know. You said something and then you said, and then you didn't say nothing.
Bro, I have terrible train of thought. You cannot do that to me, okay? All right, bro.
Okay.
I had like an idea and I don't remember where it was going.
Man said, I have an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Bro said, yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is a nice little hot take, bro. 75% of anime watchers, bro, them niggas are god awful, bro. That's all I gotta say.
I would say like more like 85, to be honest.
85, that's fair. Yeah. Low key, like
I don't even think that's a hot take. I think it's just a fact.
Yeah, that's not a hot
take. And like most of these motherfuckers be like, that's not me. Like
it's them.
It's them. Like 100% them. Like truthfully, bro. Like think about it. Me and you, Jacob, we got in the anime scene when that shit was like, everyone was like, that shit's gay. Shit's gay.
That's kind of true. Well, I grew up in a Mexican neighborhood where everyone loved Goku, so that I wasn't really like ridiculed for it.
Okay, but like everybody like had some sort of like, they're like anything that wasn't mainstream was gay. Like
I could see it. Well, you gotta remember the stuff that wasn't mainstream that people saw, which is chicks. What am I saying? Were just chicks with their tits out the whole time.
Which I don't know if that's necessarily true because you got to think about like there was animes like Charlotte, there was animes that were
But
like
those never even.
popping up.
But you would never even see that other than the stuff that like what has
but
some
that's
chicks
what I'm
moaning.
saying. Everybody, but that's what I'm saying. Like everybody just was like, "Oh yeah, that shit's gay," and then like, lo and behold, fucking COVID happened, and everybody's in their house, and they're like, "What do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do?"
I mean, we're watching anime for like as long as I can remember, since like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon was coming out in like
since I was
2001.
I want to say like sophomore year of high school, if not earlier than that.
But yeah, the fan base has always been weird. I don't
Like
think that's
the fan base has gotten absolutely
Yeah,
toxic
they've always
since
been
all
weird.
these fake ass motherfuckers, bro. Like
I don't know, man. I feel like they've always been weird since like the 80s.
okay,
they've been
weird, but
man.
not toxic, bro. Like
I would even say toxic. Those are like the beginning incels with like the people who like, I don't know, you know, if they wink wink have terabytes on their computer, you know what I mean? Like that's where that a lot of stuff stemmed from, is from the 80s.
Bro said wink wink.
Yes, CP is what I'm saying.
Yes, I know what it is. Jesus.
Well, that's where a lot of that stems from. It's from the early 80s and that stuff. Like because it's weird because a lot of the weirdos would watch it back then, and then it became more and more diverse, and more and more people would watch it, and like other stuff would come out like shonen and all that, and then that's what people would like oh, it's pretty good, and then other people would be like, you're associated with that, so you're weird. You know what I mean? And to be fair, a lot of anime is weird, like really pedophilistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot that are pretty out there.
And that attracts a lot of weirdos. So
there's a lot of good, and there's a lot of bad.
Oh, 100%. It's Japan. I feel like they've been, but like I think the toxic you're talking about, Cedric, is like internet troll toxic is nowadays. That's the main thing, or like super prideful people. Like every show I watch becomes the new best one until like the next.
Another thing too, though, is that you say like it's weird, but like you got to remember that we're the only country that like legal age is 18. Everybody everywhere else is like 16. Go look. Everywhere else is 16, 15, and maybe some 17. But like everything else is like.
What I'll say about that? Even if there was no fucking like age restriction, I still think that like if you are like 20 something, 30 something, and you're getting with like someone who's in high school or still a school.
Oh no, that's still weird.
That's insane.
I think the legal age should be like 25, to be honest, or 21. That's my opinion. I still think 18 is too young. Like your brain hasn't even fully developed. You're 25. So technically, if you're with an 18-year-old and you're like 40, you're kind of still a pedophile, aren't you? Just like a legal pedophile. I like how we turned to this.
I mean,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is the biggest age gap that you could have?
Biggest age gap you could have? If the girl's like 30 and the guy's like 60. Or vice versa with genders, it doesn't matter.
30 years?
Well, if she's like 30 already, she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? Or he. I don't know why I'm putting genders to this, but if the person is like 30, like, and you're getting with the older
over
people,
like, I feel like nowhere over like, it's maybe like if the person's like 25 and like the other person's like 35, like, and like that gap is like the biggest. I'd probably say like.
Well, I feel like if both people are over 30, I don't think there's really a limit anymore because, like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, you're fully developed on both sides already. If you were 30 years old and you want to get with, like, a guy or a chick that's, like, 90, I mean, you do you, I guess. But, like, younger than that, I feel like it's very, like, you know what I mean? I want this person because they're inexperienced. You know what I mean? That's weird.
Yeah, that's very weird.
Yeah. If you're ever getting with someone about like that's not experienced, that's weird as fuck. Or like even the dudes who are like, yeah, I can't wait to get with the virgin. It's like, yeah, you need help.
Why? Why though?
That is so weird.
Why?
That is so weird.
I've never heard a good answer to that. Why?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that is so weird to me. Like
What?
I've
To
heard
want to get with a
people who,
virgin purposely.
yeah, like they're so, like if you just happen to get with someone and it ends up being that way, that's fine because you didn't even seek that. But the dudes who like actively seek that, bro, oh my god, that is insane. That is insane. Like they want to get with the person because of that. That
There's a
shit
lot
is
of
insane.
like older women who try to get with like who are like in a failing relationship with their husband, and like they're like in their 40s, so they try to get with like some high school kid because they're gonna put out, obviously, because it's a high school kid with hormones.
Yeah.
So like that's very, very common, at least here.
You see all the teachers that get caught with that shit,
Yeah.
That shit is
Yeah.
wild.
Yep.
bro.
Happens quite often.
Look. I like teaching people, right? I do. Like anything I fucking do, I like to teach. It's not. I low key would have been down to be a common teacher, but with all the shit and all this horror stories that I've heard, bro, like I
Oh, I
could
can't
never,
do
bro.
it. I
Like,
cannot do
bro.
it.
So one time, my biology teacher told me while I was in high school. He told the whole class this story. Okay, so there was this other teacher, his friend, who was also a teacher, and one of the students was like not paying attention in his class, and he kind of low key like lightly roasted her. You know what I mean? Like, and like the class laughed, and like he like was like, yeah, that's why you got a failing grade because you're over here yapping too much type shit. And I mean, clearly he didn't say yapping. I mean, he's a fucking older dude.
Yeah,
but
common though, common phrasing.
but this common phrasing. So he basically tells her that, and she tried to go and say that he touched her, and
Psychopath.
during court he had to come out as like that he was gay, like he nobody knew that he was gay besides like my teacher and like like anybody he dated basically, and like he had to come out of the closet like in court in
That's
public
embarrassing.
when people don't like that shit at that time.
Man.
Yeah, like that's fuck shit because you got called out in class for being a yapper, like the way you were. Like,
Dang.
I couldn't trust that shit, bro. Could not trust that
crazy?
shit. Like
Yep.
I don't have the
Patience.
patience
Yep.
to not be like, yeah, that's why you're failing, because like that's literally what the line I'd hit you with if you're fucking yapping like that and you're failing. Like,
So essentially they were failing, so they tried to do something with the
so
teacher.
they got
No.
called out in front of everybody. The teacher basically called them out in front of everybody, like they, like, I need you to be quiet, and she basically continued to yap, and he was like, well, that's why you're kind of failing, you know what I mean? And
Damn.
she got mad. She went to her try and say that, hey, like he was touching me type shit.
So lying, basically. She was lying.
Yeah, she lied.
Damn.
Yep.
Imagine trying to falsely accuse someone and then they're like, actually, I don't even like.
I don't even
that
like your gender. Dude, her reputation is ruined as well. Imagine like that having to be like your daughter, and you think like she's the victim, and then like she's just a horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah. I have another story, kind of like that.
Hmm.
Well, it's not a story. It's just like, so one of my PE teachers in high school, we found out that he was, well, we didn't find out. It was very obvious that he was giving, how do you say, a lot of leeway to a lot of the females in our grades. Like they wouldn't have to do anything, or he would always be around them. He would like put his hand on their back, on their lower back and stuff as they're talking, be super nice to them all the time. Like every single female. And then and then he got fired because someone reported him because he was very like touchy. He said some like inappropriate jokes and all that. As far as I know, he didn't like have sex with a student, as far as I know. And come to find out that his wife was one of his former students.
Ain't no
Bruh.
Yep. That is horrible. Dude, does that not count as grooming?
Yeah.
Definitely grooming, right?
If you know your like wife or your partner or anything like that, and you were an adult when you met them and they were a child, you are a fucking pedophile. I'm sorry. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
that's groomer.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
groomer status right there.
Yeah, I don't care if you're like, yeah, we met, but then we didn't talk, and then later we got. No, I don't care. I don't care. If you knew them as a child and then got with them, bro, you are fucking weird. That's beyond. That's beyond weird.
Pretty weird, man.
It's like, imagine your last memory of a person being, yeah, I remember when they were like a child, and then like now you want to do it like with them. That's
The person they're talking to is like, oh yeah, like yeah, you guys were like 6, and she, or they're like, yeah, he was 6, and I was like 16, 18.
yeah, no, that's insane.
No, but my teacher was like in his 30s, and she was like 16, and then when she graduated, they got together. So that's a thing.
So how old was the teacher when that was happening?
In his 30s. Oh no, when I was there, like in his 40s or 50s. I want to say late 40s.
Insane.
Yep.
40s or 50s is insane.
And that's his second coach or second PE coach that's done that in my school.
Oh hell no.
Yep. Like before I went there, a guy got busted. One of the football coaches got busted because this was like years before I got there, for like having sex with all the football players, like multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the PE teachers, bro, are weird as shit.
Why is it always a PE teacher? Do you guys notice
I
that?
don't know.
Like
Yeah,
most
They
of the
have
time.
access to the fucking locker room.
Is that why? But that's still, man. Still, I don't know, man.
That's why I'm always just a little suspect whenever I see like men coaching like women's sports. I'm like,
What if he's gay?
like not like I said, I think there can be straight men who literally genuinely want to teach, but the amount of dudes that I know would just be like, nah, I'm here like weirdos to be with the fucking children. There's just too many weirdos in this world, long story short.
Yeah, there's way too many weirdos in this world. Like way more. Like the older I go, the older I grow, the more I realize there's a lot more than I thought.
There's so many.
Like that app that shows you like all the sex offenders, like convicted sex offenders in your area. Man, this area glows up like crazy. I got a caught pedophile in my apartment, in my apartment complex.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Does it like tell you what they're caught for or no?
Well, the cops came when we were here, so. And he's still living here. He got out like a week later. Because they only do like a week in jail.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Yep. And they do show what they got caught for. And he gives a lot of details too.
Yeah, a week in jail is different.
I mean, that's what happens though. That's how they, like, what do you call it? The charges on that are definitely not enough.
No, obviously.
And like,
It should be way more.
dude, it's insane how much they get away with. Like they caught the guy with like a teenage dude.
Okay.
Yeah. And like so it was like one of those like predator catcher peoples like on our internet. And like they showed up and like, oh, why are you trying to talk to a 14-year-old guy? Why are you trying to talk to a 14-year-old kid? And then yep, the cops came and everything. And he's still living here to this day.
Wow.
Yep. That was like a couple years ago.
That's crazy.
Yep. That's just the world we live in. Anyway, back to the topic. Yeah, most anime watchers are like toxic.
Yeah.
You guys remember Attack on Titan when that was like at its peak? How bad their fans were?
They were so annoying.
Oh my god, bro.
Attack on Titan is so mid, bro.
My Hero is also another one of those things that the fan base is
my-
so
we know.
bad,
Yep.
bro.
My Hero.
Yep, we've talked
Yeah, my
about
ear
that
was genuinely
already. I
terrible.
think on this podcast.
Yeah, bro. Holy shit, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, my hero is fire, but like, there's no reason to be that fucking toxic. There's no reason at all to be that
I
toxic.
see why the creator wanted it to end.
You mean the 37-year-old fans who were like, yes, I love seeing the teenage boys and I love shipping them.
We're back to the pedophilia. Back to it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo, actually, something interesting I wanted to talk about that I learned about recently.
Okay.
Did you know that Japan is now doing a singles tax? So a bachelor's tax now. So if
What?
you are a bachelor in Japan, you are getting taxed
Oh, because
money
their low birth rate.
because they're low birth rate. So basically,
They should just open the borders.
If you have kids and you're like in a relationship out there, you're not getting that tax. You're getting money for having kids. Like you're literally getting, they're paying you basically.
I think I
for
think
that.
I have heard that. Well, honestly, what could solve that is open the borders and make it easier for people to live there. But then again, they are very strict about that. So I kind of understand both sides, but yeah, their birth rate's going down like crazy.
Their birth rate is going to go down even more. And it's not just that, but it's just because like Japanese men are intimidated by Japanese females that are out there, which is kind of crazy.
Are they?
What's the culture? It's the
Yeah.
culture of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, maybe I should move to Japan. No, I'm playing.
Well, the thing is, like, being shamed is like the worst possible thing they could ever be dealt. And the common thing now, like, just with people in general, like when you talk to women just in general, you're gonna get shamed at least a few times. That's just how it is, bro.
Well, I mean, that's how
Even
you
if-
learn, though.
Exactly. Even if you're a woman, like talking to dudes, it's like you're gonna
Exactly.
get shamed a few times. That's just how it is. But in like their culture, shame is just so like
Natural.
yeah, they like fucking are deathly afraid of it. So they just want to avoid that shit at all costs. So they're just like hella reserved and like hella quiet and just shit like that.
Man, so if you're a masochist, don't move to Japan.
Nah. Definitely don't.
You cutting your nails doing the podcast?
No. I'm clicking my feet.
I thought you could hear me clicking. I'm using my magnetic fucking pencil, and it's like
Yeah.
tapping
that
against
was
the
him, bro.
fucking. Yeah.
Now that's crazy. Nah, it was him. His mic isn't even going off. Your mic was going off.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what that was about.
Okay. Nah, but Japan's very open to tourism. And I get why they're like very restrictive on people moving there. Like it's a very hard process. But what do you call it? I think you gotta have some more leeway, man. Than
Well, you know what it is?
It's understandable though. I mean, think about all the fuck shit people that live everywhere else, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Say.
As I say, I understand both sides completely.
They've had like actually recently a lot of problems with like American tourists because they would just go over there and they would just like start being disrespectful to everything.
Wow, why do we suck so much?
They'd be like, "Hey, please stop," and they'd be like, "You don't tell me what to do."
Yeah, we are so privileged. It's insane.
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, this is like a 10,000-year-old idol. Can you not like jump on it?" You don't tell me what to do.
We're all just spoiled brats. Like in Mexico, a guy ran up the pyramid, or some chick did, and I think she was American too.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, like the guy who walked on top of the pyramid in Giza.
Oh, Giza. Yep.
Yeah.
Was he American?
He's like, yes. And he was like, there's no rule. It's like, bro, that's literally like one
it's
of the
like the
rules.
biggest rule.
Like, don't trample
touch
upon like ancient artifacts.
It's like 5,000 years old. Don't touch.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, there's no rule on trampling, destroying ancient property. It's like, man thought there was no rule about that. That's like the first rule they ever made. That rule came before murder is illegal over there. That rule came before stealing was illegal over there. It's like that is the very first law they introduced, and this man tarnished it.
There's
and
no
then
sign.
and then said, "I'm really getting in trouble for this. That's so dumb. I hate this."
Did he
nonsense."
actually say that?
Yeah.
No way. Really?
He said he's being discriminated against.
Oh my god, I hate this man. Dude, I hate how like Americans have become so privileged. Like we're always been a little privileged, but we're just getting worse, man. And the iPad kids are gonna take it even farther.
Yeah. Oh, bro, when I have a child, bro, they're never touching an iPad.
Never touching an
They are
iPad.
never touching an iPad.
Yes, they could go on Instagram for like 10 hours a day, yeah?
Yeah. They're not gonna have a phone. They're not gonna have an iPad.
Give them a BlackBerry.
Shit. They're not gonna have a console with online capabilities till they're way older.
That's fair, that's fair.
Hot take. Cause like
I don't
back
think
in
that is a hot take.
back in our day, bro, like online play was like you just do a quick match on Call of Duty. But now like online play, bro, you can literally be like, oh, let me click into this guy's account, see his entire name, see all this stuff about him, all this. Like these weirdos can just do that. And people are so malicious too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
people
oh,
are
yeah.
always like
The smallest
old
things. The
lobbies-
smallest things.
the old lobbies are way worse, bro. Like people like will go in a lobby and you like do one thing wrong and they'll tell you to like kill yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think I want
yeah.
an 8-year-old hearing that.
Not even kill yourself.
I have
Hey,
no-
I don't like your name. And then call you like
Yeah.
every slur imaginable.
Yeah, call you like a fucking slur just because you're like, yeah, I like Legos, and they're like, well, I hate Legos.
I hate Legos. Kill your family.
Yeah, it's like I have no problem with games. Like I think
I mean,
the
that's how you
people
grow
who say,
thicker skin, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not wrong because okay, look at let's be honest, bro. Let's look at all the cancel culture that is now a thing.
Well,
and,
that's a whole different thing. That's like to the extreme. I think
Yeah.
there can be a happy medium reached. I don't think it all
yeah,
has to
no,
be
there
bad.
should be a happy
Yeah.
medium, but like
Yeah, you know what the happy medium is?
Cedric calling a guy a porch monkey.
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
me being able to use my favorite F word.
Okay. As I was saying,
Which one is
I
that?
think the positive medium.
It's not.
I think
it's
the
not
positive
fuck.
medium.
Hmm.
I think the positive medium is, get the kids proper care when they're younger. Like be a good parent, and show them, hey, don't let what people say about you tarnish everything you think about yourself. Like don't let other people's opinions fool and like hurt you. And then maybe once they've mastered that, and they're not like tiny children, maybe then they can go into the lobbies and face that.
You know what my uncles told me when you give me that's the same uncle that gave me a PS1.
Mhm.
He was like, "Hey, I was like, I don't know, maybe 10, 9. He was like, "Hey, get the mic. Tell this guy you're gonna have sex with his mom, and then like call him a faggot." And then I was like, "All right,
Pretty happy medium.
pretty happy medium." Like I didn't even know who I was talking to. I think it was some random guy.
But what I'm saying is though, like the ramifications, because even like you said, sometimes like shit could just be random. Like people could just be saying it just to say it.
Yeah, yeah.
But like say a child hears that, bro. Like
I
really
was the
young
child.
Well, no. I'm talking about like you were way more exposed as a child than most people.
I don't think I was. I don't think I was. I think it's very normal.
No, there's so many examples I can't talk about.
Talk about it. If you can talk about it, I'll just cut it out.
Okay, you probably have to cut this part out. But remember the whole thing when you were. Do you think that there were ramifications from all of that still affect you today?
I guess maybe subconsciously.
That's
maybe
what I'm saying.
maybe I don't know.
Even if you don't even want to admit it, just subconsciously.
Okay, we're gonna move on from Gore. I'm gonna cut it right here. We're gonna cut that whole like 10-minute conversation out. Unless there's anything else you could think about.
Nah.
Okay. So we narrowed it down to it's the average person for my area. And most people, I would say even like 60% of people other than me had it worse.
Yeah, that's true.
There's people. There's always going to be someone who has it worse than you.
I would say like the 60%. I was kind of like on the better range, to be honest. I had a loving family, at least, you know?
Yeah. But this is my thing, though. I think that, like, there's always...
Bless
you.
Thank you.
For middle, like... For middle income families and below, there's always going to be hardship and struggle and shit.
Well, we're high-end families, too. They don't know what, like, the color of their Corvette's going to be.
Oh.
Man's like, yeah, that's the real struggle.
Yeah.
Man's like Jaden Smith. He's like, what struggle? Jaden, it's something where people have to like make tough choices. Choice? Yeah, the thing where you have to decide.
Don't do this whole skit again. Do the whole skit again.
Yeah. I hate rich people, bro. To this day,
I don't.
I hate rich people. Oh, I hate rich people.
I don't hate rich people. No.
I hate rich people. Now, my hatred for rich people will never change. Never. The greed is insane.
You want to know what a rich person was to me? When I met you guys and I heard you guys were living in the suburbs, I thought you guys were rich. Like, anyone who made it in the suburbs was rich. Anyone at all. Like, dude, Chris, Cedric, do you remember when Chris was in the suburbs the first time? I thought, oh, this guy made it. Is he even there?
Yeah.
There's levels to it.
This man had like big houses, and I was like, this guy is in the suburbs, bro. There's no one selling like tortas on the street. There's not people running around. Like, they don't have cracks in their sidewalks.
Well, yeah, because there's a difference between low income housing and middle. Well,
to me, housing. I thought the entire country was like that when I was small. Okay.
Plus, that's also LA. Like,
yeah,
even LA is just like tarnished, just in general. Like talking about like cityscapes. Like,
well, since like the
quote
70s,
unquote live in the suburbs and it could be tarnished. So,
well, he wasn't living in LA though. No, even farther,
Arizona,
I think.
Even Arizona, it's like Arizona. The inner city is terrible, but the outer parts aren't bad at all. But that's for everything, though.
So what counts as rich to you,
though? Rich counts for me. Anybody who can be like, you know what, I need a vacation, and they just take a vacation for a week. They don't need money for rent. They're like, if you have enough money to cover you that you don't have to work a week, and you could be fine. That must be my opinion. Rich. In my opinion, that's rich. No. But Cedric, I'm also talking about people who have like who have to pay their entire house payment, who have car payments, who have children. Let's just say children, who have all these responsibilities. Like maids. For me, I have my car, I have my house.
You got your maid,
food. Bro. I have things of that nature. If I miss 1 week of work, bro, I cannot pay that.
Yeah, check to check. So anyone who's
off check to check is rich.
So off check to check is rich to you. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Actually, I won't say. I think there's levels to it. I think off check to check is above average. That's what I would say. Rich are the people above that, and then wealthy are the people above that.
And then there's 1%.
Yeah, no. Everybody in the 1%, I'll never like. I'll never look up to those people. I will never.
Where did that start from?
Oh, the idolization of billionaires. I don't know. That is so weird to me.
Idolization?
That's so weird to me.
How do you mean?
People idolize those people. They're like, "Whoa, look how they got it, so I can follow in their footsteps." No, you can't. You cannot follow in their footsteps. It is literally impossible.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So I was in high school. I was taking computer science. I don't know. It was some computer class. My teacher was talking about like an entrepreneur, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this guy made it. So the reason how he got there is he had a struggle. So like even when he had a kid, their crib was like just a dresser drawer, and still he wouldn't spend the money. He was saving it up." And like even still, they lived in 1-bedroom apartment or like a studio apartment, and he was still saving with the money. And like I was thinking, like, isn't that kind of like as like a bad dad? Like,
yeah, That's a
And
perfect
then
example.
Yeah.
That is a perfect example. Bro, if you have enough money where you can literally, and I'm not even speaking like figuratively, you can literally end the entirety of homelessness and hunger in the US just with one person's money. And you just like do
T'Challa.
nothing? That is it. That okay.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Black Panther was a utopia. Did you see the movie? Bro, they had vibranium like that is what society should look like. Like unironically, that is what society should look like. Like
Keep going
I'm
though.
not even kidding. Like, bro, billionaires, all the billionaires that lived in America, if they just pulled together their money and just put in half of what they make, half, which they still have dozens and hundreds of billions of dollars left to spend. If they put in half their collective worth, they could literally end all of the hunger in the US. They could literally end world hunger, which is insane because that has been all calculated. They could end, but let's just speaking about our country specifically, they could end all the hunger in the US, all the homelessness in the US. They could build instead of ginormous prisons that people make money off of, they could literally build giant foundations for helping people get off the streets who are addicted, who are literally mentally ill, and who are strung out on these drugs
Which is
that
most.
people that yeah which are most that the government, oh yeah, we want them to be like this because they're low-key behind it. Bro, they could build those. They could build things where like, water is free now. You don't have to buy a fucking water bottle. Why do we have to buy water? Why do we have to pay for water?
Pretty soon we're gonna be the ones there, bro. We have to buy air.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it's going to be soon because the environment's going to be so fucked up. We have to buy shit. And do what's insane? Me just saying, yeah, why do humans in America or just in the world, but we're talking about America, why do humans here not have the basic right of water and shit like that?
Yeah.
Why? You would say that and ask that question, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're a fucking communist." Because I want people to not die, and it's a basic human right. Just like healthcare, for example. Why the fuck should people have to pay? Like, if you have brain surgery, right? Because you had cancer in your brain, that there's literally nothing you can do to prevent that. And literally the only option is, surgery or you're gonna die.
Pretty much.
Why are these people billed millions of dollars? Like, not even kidding, millions of dollars. Regular people. You're telling me that these billionaires cannot pull together all their money to pay for that?
Yep. I mean,
Because they are fine. They'll literally live the longest they could possibly live without any problems because they have like the top medical care and all this. And regular people don't even need the top medical care. But like the basics of medical care, people can't even get. They can't even get. Or the fact that these rich ass people own neighborhoods and own apartment complexes and own
BlackRock.
housing. Yeah. They own property that people who need houses that need to fucking live, who want to buy houses so they can actually own stuff and they can build a like wealth in their family through that. We can't do that because of those rich ass people buying up all the shit. Just like why they hate like people in LA. The people in LA own their houses for so fucking long and they live there forever and they never sell. They don't want that because they want people to be like, yeah, like we want to pay rent. They want people to pay rent. They don't want people to own
I'm
stuff.
pretty sure like this statistic. I could be wrong, completely wrong. I think 80% or more than 80% of people here in LA pay rent instead of property tax.
Yeah.
Like we had to
that's
sell our
'cause they're-
house that we had for like 60 years plus.
That's what I'm saying because they're transitioning people out because they're increasing property tax so much to force everybody out. That is the whole point. They want that to happen.
That's all
They
BlackRock
want that.
too.
Yes. Like they want this to happen. They want people to have no housing. They want people to become dependent on their companies That way they can drain every fucking bit of money that we have. Just like, for example, the housing market has been the worst it has ever been
In the history of ever.
recently. Yeah, in like the last 8 years, I would say, right? So in the last 8 years, housing has been the worst it's ever been, right? In a long, long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why at the same time rent is the highest it has ever been. You know why? Because since people can't buy houses, they know they have to go in rent. They're like, yeah, we're gonna jack with the price, even though it's definitely not worth this. Because they're price gouging because they know people are desperate and they need places to live. So they do that on purpose. Which is like, in my opinion, if you price gouge on property, bro, you should go to fucking prison. You are literally taxing regular people to live. Way more like the house I live in. This shit is, I would say, the mortgage the owners probably pay probably 1,600, right? That's fair. It's a 3-bedroom house, 1 story. That's fine, right? We pay 3,000 in rent. That's almost double.
Yikes. Yep. You want to know how much
And
my
it's because a
apartment
company
is?
owes this.
The
Oh, I
rent
bet
in my
it's
apartment.
crazy. I bet
It's
it's
not
crazy.
as much as yours though. You have a house. My
Hmm.
apartment in the ghetto, that's always broken. It always has broken pipes. The power goes out all the time. You could go in every room and find something broken. I don't even have a vent in my room. Is I think 25 to 2,600 a month now. I could be wrong,
Yeah,
but 2,600.
that's just pure corruption, bro. That's just pure corruption.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Anybody who says otherwise and anybody who defends that, they're literally going to hell.
I don't think that counts as a
And
hot
it's
take.
so no, it's not a. This isn't a hot take.
I know,
I'm just
I know,
saying,
I know.
I hate rich people and I hate people who fucking are greedy as shit and hold all their shit. Like, I feel greedy sometimes when I have a little bit of money in my account and not a lot, a little bit of money in my account, and someone asks me, "Hey, I'm really hungry. Can I have something?" I feel bad when I'm like, "Nah, I can't." I feel greedy doing that, even though I literally live paycheck to paycheck. Bro, these people make so much money. These people not even make anymore. These people have so much money, bro. It's insane. When you literally have more money in your bank account, more net worth than Bruce Wayne in the comics, that is a problem. Bruce
Not
Wayne,
wrong.
the same man who flies in like fucking hypersonic fucking jets, and he has a like $1 billion cave, and all the you're telling me you have more money than that motherfucker? Yeah, you should be doing shit about it. I'm sorry. That's why this is my thing. If you don't want to donate and you don't want to put your shit towards causes and you're hella rich, that's fine. But I think you should get taxed heavily. That should not be a hot take. That should be a
Ooh, that one is controversial.
that's a genuine thing. If you are making money and you have such an abundance of money that you can literally live like your in bloodline can live for 20,000 years and you'll never be poor. You should be taxed more heavily. You should be taxed more heavily. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
I like that. It's funny. Dang, you went
I don't
off.
care.
That was like a 10-minute speech.
Yeah, and there's a lot more to be said. Way more to be said.
No, but he's like not wrong at all. Like that shit is fucked.
It is.
100%. I
whole
can't even
system is
move out.
fucked.
I can't even get a studio apartment downtown.
Yeah, you can't do anything because it's like invisible slavery. They're putting invisible chains on you,
Yep.
essentially.
Basically.
And it's so funny. It's so funny because if you're like, yeah, I think just basic shelter should be a human right. I think water should be a human right. You know, I think basic food should be a human right. People call you a fucking communist. People are like, oh, you're trying to destroy everything how the world works. Bro, you're telling me if Jesus himself came to a fucking America, if he came back to life and he walked to this fucking country, you really think this motherfucker would not advocate for free food, free water, things to help people, advocating for the sick people in the streets that can't get off shit? You think that this fucking being would not do that? That would be the first thing he would advocate for.
Yeah.
That would be the very first. Like, even if you're not religious, everybody knows who fucking Jesus is. Everybody
That's
knows
true.
who fucking Jesus is. And everybody knows his morals. There is no way that Jesus would ever come into, like, it's just modern times in general, and would, like, be the way that most of these religious people think he is. Like, people think he would be like, he would come in and he would be like, yeah, I hate, like, immigrants. I hate these illegal immigrants. He was an illegal immigrant.
It wasn't illegal. What are you talking about?
He would travel places all the time that he said
Yeah.
that people said he could not go. All
Like
the time.
where?
That's technically an illegal immigrant.
Where?
He was nomadic, if anything.
He would travel through borders and break laws all the time.
Religious laws.
Yes.
No,
Not
religious laws.
And city laws, because he didn't want
What city
people
law?
didn't want him using his powers to help people and heal people.
What
It's
city
just
law?
like this. The city laws of when he was traveling through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's never broken a city law, from what I know.
No, it's not him breaking. It's
city
that's
laws
illegal
are religious
immigration.
laws.
That's immigration.
No, that would count towards probably Jerusalem when he does stuff on the Sabbath, but like the reason why Rome killed him is because they were scared of the Pharisees, not because of Rome was going to because he did anything illegal. The reason
he wasn't
why
doing anything illegal at all. He was uniting people, and he made people believe in something other than what people were born and raised up to believe in. He was a light for people, and he was another option rather than just following the regime that these people were creating. Pretty much that all people should be free people, that all people are equal people. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's what the Pharisees
obviously
were all about. Like had all that pride, like when he says like the outside of your cup is clean, but the inside of your cup is dirty. Basically, saying what you're saying, but like
yeah, no one in power.
I'm pretty sure he had to go
like,
place to place legally though.
But they did. Well, they tried to stop him many times.
Only the religious leaders. Every real law would let him in. Not Plato. What's his name? Pilate tell the Pharisees, I have no law to kill this man. There's no reason for me to kill him, and he was scared and he gave in to them and he did it. It's not because he broke a law.
Well, that's the thing. That's the whole thing, because laws and stuff of that nature is very different from this time. But there's been many times where Jesus has like fled places like Bethlehem.
Only because of the religious leaders.
Yes, but back in the day, religious leaders were tied to lawmakers.
Yeah,
that was the whole point of old societies.
He's not wrong.
So the
old
whole
societies were baked together.
The only thing I could think of is Bethlehem. I think it's Bethlehem, where the king wanted to kill him because he was scared of the prophecy. That's the only thing I could think of. But then it's also
which in today's comparison would be like if the president was like, "Hey, kill this guy," essentially.
not that much power, but like close, yeah. But the thing is that when he was born, so he wanted to kill. So he started killing all the babies. That's how that happened. And that's when his mom left and all that. And that's why they say he's from Nazareth, or Jesus Nazareth, because he was born in Bethlehem and then he moved to Nazareth legally. And that's why he has that surname.
But what was he when he moved?
He's from Bethlehem. He was born in Bethlehem and he is Jewish.
He was a refugee.
Yes,
he's a refugee, exactly.
Which
is
legal.
Which our country hates.
Not if it's legal.
That's completely untrue.
No,
not that I know.
It doesn't matter. No. Do you know how many people complain, even if they are refugees? They completely complain all the time. Oh yeah, and just they don't know if they have their papers or not. And if they do, and they'll still complain. It doesn't matter because we're letting people into our country, and that's just what people will complain about. They will.
Oh, like the common people, you think?
Yes.
Like
it's not just common people either. Like
It's not common people. It can literally be anybody of any fucking any race that is not what people would associate with America, which would be white people. Even though most white people aren't from America.
I don't think any are.
That's what I'm saying. No,
Everyone's from somewhere here.
That's what I'm saying, which is why is it shamed upon from other people from coming here? I get illegal stuff. That makes sense. I don't think people should come here illegally. I think people should be able to have the correct process and be able to come over here legally.
Exactly.
Which is not common. The process of doing that is incredibly hard and is incredibly corrupt as well.
It's hard for that reason, though. It's hard for the reason of not letting them in. That's the whole thing.
The process is very grueling. It is kind of hard.
And it's gotten worse.
And it has gotten worse.
Kind of hard.
It's gone significantly.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard.
That shit's difficult, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's beyond hard.
I mean, it's not as far as Japan and stuff, but it's pretty hard. Yeah, it's pretty hard to get in here, especially since we're so overpopulated here.
This country will let you pay taxes for 40 years, but then when you try to get a document at the post office, they'll fucking deport you. Which happened to a guy from fucking Florida. This dude,
I believe that.
Over 50 years. He paid taxes for 40 years. And he went to get a document changed, and they're like, "Huh, you were born in Canada." Nah. And literally shipped this motherfucker out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely insane. 100%.
That is insane. That is beyond corrupt. A motherfucker who lived here for 40 plus years and paid taxes all those years. And this motherfucker is not a U.S. citizen. And that motherfucker, by the way, never committed a crime. He was never in any trouble like that. He always paid his taxes on time. Like an upstanding
and he's legal,
citizen.
Right?
And this motherfucker got booted. Well, apparently he wasn't. If he got shipped like that.
How is he even here? How is he paying taxes if he wasn't legal here?
That's the point.
Than you think.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is way more common.
The fact that he's even able to do that in general, there's the problem. That he's able to pay taxes. He came here on
a work or a visa of some sort.
That's different. That's legal.
Another thing
once it expires,
if they're charging him taxes,
which is a lot of people.
Yeah,
which is a lot of people.
Another thing too is if they're already charging him taxes for that long, technically he should already be an American citizen for that fucking reason.
Yeah,
like
40 years.
He's literally sitting there for 40 years.
Yeah,
anything over at least 10 years, bro. Like you should have already been an American citizen.
Yeah, 100%.
Because so I don't know if you know how this works, but like in states, though, as long as you've lived in a state for 14 years, you are technically a citizen of that state. If you move, you have to. If you move, you have to be like you. It's basically like starting again for that state.
You have to change your address and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the system of everything like that is just so corrupt.
Basically, they're just taking it from him and then taking from him as much as they could. Basically, what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This shit is just so insane and so funny to me. It's like this whole story I read about like these two people talking, and one was like an atheist and one wasn't. And the atheist was trying to convince him to like not be a follower of God. And the whole story followed the premise of this guy telling about another story where it was as if Jesus came back to Earth, but during like the times where like the Spanish were in like South America and stuff like that. And Jesus came back and he was like healing people. He was performing his miracles and shit. And a cardinal of the church literally saw him, knew who he was, and threw him in prison. And then they literally, once Jesus was in prison, he came in and he literally told Jesus, he hated Jesus because Jesus had the ability when he was tempted by the devil, when the devil offered him to like use his power to essentially unite everybody under one thing. And Jesus denied that because he's like, no, I want people to be free. I want people to like people should
Choose.
be able to have their own free will. He literally hated Jesus for that, because he's like, you left the world in what situation? You left the world like depraved and angry and like vengeful, all the sins. He was just like telling Jesus that he was like, yeah, you did all this, and like your decision caused all this bad stuff to happen, essentially. And then he asked Jesus, he's like, do you regret that decision? And he's like, no. That is like the whole thing. So many leaders, like political and especially religious leaders, would not like Jesus coming back.
100%. The religious leaders is the one that killed him.
Yeah. Well, it's the same for political leaders. They would not want him coming back.
Of course not. Of course not.
Because
how many countries are still how many countries still have Christianity banned for that?
That's what I'm saying. But even in the countries that aren't banned, even here, political, like no politician would like him.
Pretty much, no.
Because he would want everything to be equal. He would want everything to be accessible. He would want all this stuff to be how it is.
To give more than you could take. Yep.
Yes. And he would also like be so against the division and the hate that is so prominent in the world, which people do not want to give up. They would
Especially
be so mad
a lot
about
of them. Yeah.
Yes. Like our whole country is so divided, bro. It's so divided.
So after Jesus died, there's this disciple named Paul. And so he was a guy like putting a bunch of churches in different countries. And he would have to like write like a bunch of angry letters and like kind of like threaten them a little bit. And like what are you guys doing over there? Like this is like what, 5-10 years after Jesus left.
Yeah.
And they're already doing all that, having orgies in churches and stuff. Like they're already started. I mean, look how long look how fast it took for Moses to go up the mountain and they're worshiping a golden calf.
Yep.
Like that's just people's natures. They give into temptation so easily.
Which was in that story the whole Cardinals point, is that people need something to follow, and when you don't have that and you allow them to choose, they will always stray off. That's why he was angry at Jesus for that, because Jesus has the power, obviously, to make everybody do that and make everybody follow him, but he doesn't. Powerful ass shit, bro. That's some powerful ass shit. That's why the people who like kill other people, even nowadays, but especially prominently in the past, but people who would kill other people for religion, like just for example, if you're like, yeah, I'm an atheist, and then you just like chopped his head off, and people are like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like, that makes sense. Yeah, they would watch people flay people while they're alive, and like children would be like, clap, yeah.
Yeah, like any hate because of one's beliefs should not exist. Besides stuff that like actively
besides this.
Well, stuff that actively hurts other people, that's completely.
You mean like objective stuff, not subjective stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if you believe that the world was created this way and that's just your peace of mind, I don't think people should harm you because of that in any facet. That's not what you believe, but you shouldn't be harmed because of the way you think. But if you're like, yeah, I love harming people, obviously they should not be thinking that way, because that literally inflicts pain on.
I like it when they scream. I like being bad. It makes me feel good.
No. Yeah. That's why like people with like satanic stuff, or they're like, yeah, we just like curse this like baby to like forever be in pain. It's like, huh.
Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. I'm like, that's insane to me. Like, I don't even if I wasn't like a believer or anything like that, even if I wasn't like that, there was no chance I would ever be following something that was like, yeah.
But I think you're talking about like, devil worshippers, not Satanists, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Satanism is like self-worth, like follow your heart, that type of stuff. That's Satanism.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't, by the way.
Obviously. But, well, because your body is, you know.
You're constantly lying to yourself and constantly, like, if all people were like, if you were a good person, why do you make mistakes? You know what I mean? But inherently, we're really not.
Exactly, because we're sinful creatures.
Exactly.
By design.
Exactly.
But my whole thing with what I'm saying, though, is I don't think if someone did think that way, that they should be harmed for thinking that way.
Yeah, they should be
Like
taught,
there's a
showed the right way instead of like, you
exactly.
believe that? Cut his brain out of his head while he's alive.
Exactly. But like I'm saying though, you should, your duty as like someone who believes something else should just be to talk to them. You give your reasons for that, and if they don't believe you, you can force them to do it. You should not force people to do anything because that's not true belief.
That's true.
You're just forcing people to feel that way. Which, if you force anybody to do anything, they'll never feel that way.
100% true.
That's the whole thing. You should allow people to discover that themselves after you give them the correct information. Not for you to be like, yeah, you don't believe this? Yeah, let's jump you now. It's like, no.
That's why so many people have turned away from Christianity. Because like a lot of people force it on them.
Yes, and so many people don't follow it in the correct way. Like
a lot. I would say a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Like, bro, Christianity is not like, oh, this person believes in like crystals. Yeah, I'm just gonna disown them and beat the shit out of them and just like throw them out of the family. It's like that is like the opposite.
To be fair, you're not supposed to do that, but
no. But you can only control yourselves. You can teach other people, but they don't have to listen to your teaching. That is the gift that we have been given. We have our own free will. So in turn, taking away someone's free will in any facet is exactly against what we're supposed to do.
Put like this: free will is like a gift from God, and if you take away that, you're taking away God's gift to them. So you're basically doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
So the whole reason, the main thing about Christianity in general, is to, in his words, the most important commandment is to love others how I loved you, right? Or love others like yourself. Yeah. How are you going to force someone to love anyone? You can't force anyone to love anything or anyone ever. That's not love. That's Stockholm syndrome, I think.
It is. It's not love. It's like fucking obsession.
Yeah. So like we got into this. How did this started? From eating rich people or?
Oh, from hating rich people?
Yes. Yeah. We go down too many spirals.
Jesus would not be fond of rich people, bro. He would not be fond of them.
Well, haven't you heard the thing about him, the rich person? So the rich person goes up to him and he goes like, "Oh, can I go to heaven?" Because he was talking about money and all that, and he was like,
"Yeah, trying to bribe him."
No. Oh, not that I know of. And he goes like, and he says, it's harder for a rich person to get into heaven than it is for a camel to go to the eye of a needle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not impossible, but you can't do it by yourself. You can't, and a camel can't go to the eye of a needle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My phone went off. All right, hold on a second. Okay,
I mean, look at so many animes that aren't finished that started getting touched up again, or
talking about the reboots?
Are coming back, or coming up with reboots because fans want the shit back. Like, I was just telling Jacob because Jacob didn't even know Blue Exorcist is basically retconned like for like the last half of their fucking anime and added a whole other like 4 seasons to the series.
That's what I'm saying. I could literally never. If someone pressured me, like if someone was trying to pressure me to do something, bro, I would be so petty against like hating on them. I would do the same thing as fucking Hunter, bro. I'd literally be like, nah, I'm just done.
Well, yeah, it took him like how many years to come back? Like 15 years?
If it started getting to me like that, I would just be like, yeah, I'm done. But I wouldn't let it get to me like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could ever like let that shit happen.
Nah, I would make my shit my way because it's not a performance for other people.
Yeah, but a lot of the thing is most like artists don't have that control. It's the corporate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there has to be like some sort of communication, like and like at some point, like it's like then you're not gonna get the rest of my fucking script, bro. Like that's just what it is.
Well, then again, a lot of people are bound by contract by that, and the people who do want more creative rights usually don't get good contracts.
Yep. They don't get as much money.
Or cuts in any of the sales, or cuts in like just some people who have like cuts
I'd rather
in
take
like the revenue,
cuts, bro.
instead of like
the cuts.
merchandise. They have zero merchandise. They get nothing from that.
I'd rather take the cuts and have my actual fucking shit get out there and be popping, because then at least if they know my shit's popping, that they're gonna want more from me, and that's where it comes in, where other companies see you, and then they're gonna be like, oh, bet, like that shit blew up. How about you make something else?
100% agree with you. But the thing is, you gotta
we'll give
realize
you a
as
better
well,
deal.
though. You think you gotta realize as well, though. Most artists can't do that because they're bound by contract, and they won't let you sell anything without a contract anywhere.
Yep. Well, that's my thing too. It's like all the people who give into like monetary value and wins and money of the moment, and who become sellouts. Those people are usually never successful like that.
Kind of true. Or they're successful for a few years, and that's it.
Yeah, but the people who are truly remembered are the people who do not give in, who are not sellouts, the people that are like, who take risks and like bet on themselves and take those lower contracts so they have those bigger freedoms. That way, what's it called? Their rights to their own thing just don't get taken.
But the thing is with that, so many artists get pressured super, super hard.
Oh yeah,
like
by
extreme, by everyone.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, is that like a lot of artists usually aren't that confrontational. They just want to sell their stuff and like not deal with the stuff. You know what I mean? They don't want to deal with all that. They just want to make their art. And then there's the other side, people who only want to like make money off of it. And then, they don't really do too good for that long.
Yeah, all the monetary people never do well.
And that's why there's a lot of like mangas and animes and just stuff in general that has like lackluster endings, or like, you know what I mean? Endings that are not that good.
Well, that's what what's his face? The nigga that does the Studio Ghibli shit. That's why he was saying that. Yeah, that's why he was saying like, bro, like low key, he was like, that's why every time he comes back after he says like, because like everything has lost its touch, bro. Like most of the new shit is either lost meaning or lost its touch. Yeah, it's soulless.
Yep, 100%. It's become a machine, corporate. That's with most creative outlets in general.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people are noticing, are a lot of new anime fans, again, like the toxicity that I talked about. Like that's just they're like, oh yeah, you don't like it because you watch all the old shit or this, that, or like it has nothing to do with it. It just the feel is different. Like I literally I was I put Angel on fucking Seraph at the end, and he was like, that can't be it. And I was like, bro, if you want more, you're just gonna have to read that shit, bro. Like,
you have to go to line.
I don't that shit's fire, bro. Like, it's really good. That was a solid anime. It was not it had morals. It had its own it was like a bond of friendship, bond of brotherhood. Like, you
unique.
know what I mean? Unique. Like, it had its own little thing that it had going on. Like, and it was just not the same. Like a lot of shit's not the same, or some of the shit that tries to copy the same thing, and it was
there's so much of that. They pure carbon copy of it.
When I showed him the first episode, I was like, does this look a little similar? And he was thinking, he was like, Demon Slayer, and I was like, yeah, the beginning's kind of similar, but he come back, your whole family gets cooked, you run back for revenge.
It's fine if stuff is similar, but it's so obvious when it's copied. How many isekais are there? It's the same isekai over and over and over and over since ReZero. How many have come out?
Oh my god, bro. Tons, bro.
I got hit by a truck and now I'm super strong and all these females like me for no reason at all.
Nah, the one I hated was I was reincarnated as a spider.
I seen that. Yeah.
They did one. I was reincarnated as a vending machine in
I've
another
seen a
world.
vending machine. I was gonna say that. I've seen a microphone. I've seen a truck. I've seen I've seen clothes, I've seen a sword, I've seen a refrigerator. Like it's like the worst things imaginable, bro. It's just garbage slop they're throwing up and just like whatever sticks, whatever makes us money. And like the what do you call it? Animators are like dying. Like imagine that being your job. You have to animate that all day, every day. Instead of like working on like something good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like you said, I'm not against new gen at all. I heard Solo Leveling is doing good. I like the manga. I heard Chainsaw Man's doing good. What do you call it? Jujutsu Kaisen's doing good. All those animes are all new gen, and that's I would say those are pretty good.
And like I have no, like I said, like you said, like I have no problem with fucking like new anime. It's never been an issue. But like when the quality of the anime is like not meeting like what it should be, it's kind of like, bro, like why? Like what?
Mm-hmm. Like
What's the point?
Like when it's adapted into like on screen and like you know what I mean, like into an anime from a manga or light novel, whatever it's from, it's fine if some things are changed. I understand things have to be changed because it's a different medium. But like if you go completely off script to like Nick, vampire arc in Bleach, Cedric, I know you like that arc, but come on.
The bound arc's not too bad. Like I mean, it's definitely off script, but it's a side arc. It's not like a canon arc.
Exactly.
Choice words.
Say it. I've never seen the whole thing, so I can't say too much.
I really don't like the bound arc, and I don't know why.
It's a very like it's a very hot take based arc, and that's just the truth of it. Like because like there are people that like it and there's people that don't like it, and it's just like it's been like that since the arc has been a thing and anybody's watched it.
Well, do you know what my thing about it is? Just when you have a previous arc where a character can literally move the speed of light and it's like multi-dimensional and they get beat by a weak ass like fledgling vampire, that kind of makes me be like, like what is happening?
Sasuke in the Raptor.
But that's why they're like
a whole another ball game.
But that's why they're like filler arcs, you know what I mean? Like that's like.
But it was in the middle of like a scene and middle of an arc.
It was in the middle of an arc. That was
they do, but that's what I'm saying. Like they do that. I noticed that. So what I noticed with like the side arcs have to do with before the arc that started that they're in. Don't get me wrong, I hate where they place the side arcs. I hate where they place the side arcs. But I mean, hey bro. They made a decision, they made an executive decision, and it's not like the anime's bad, so I mean
the fillers are bro, Naruto fillers. There's more Naruto filler than there is actual canon.
So there's
insane
actual Bleach arcs, side arcs that are actually good though. That's the thing. Like
I don't doubt that. See, I don't hate filler.
No, I don't hate filler either.
I hate most filler.
My thing is this. This is my thing with it. Filler should be two things. It should be one, it should be fun. It should not be about power scaling. It should not
Dragon Ball.
Like, yeah, it should just be fun. That should be the first thing. And two, it should not take place in the middle of an arc.
No, it shouldn't take place in the middle of an arc.
A person should
maybe like defeated after an arc or like between arcs, but like
yeah. See, and do you know what I really hate too about filler, just in general? I hate when like they reference it and in the canon episodes because they want to like make it make. I'm like, no, don't mention it in the canon. It makes no sense. Why are we like, yeah, remember that one time that vampire beat my ass somehow, even though I'm like a multi-dimensional.
Okay, so
like, why are we mentioning that?
So okay, to be honest, you want to hear something that's interestingly true? Is as currently confirmed, the Bound arc is technically canon.
It's not.
That makes no sense.
It's technically
canon. Not in the manga, so it's not canon.
Hey, bro.
I'm just saying, canon comes from the manga. The source material is the canon.
Yeah, but
Or the light novel.
if the creator
Or the light novel.
goes, yeah, this is just canon. That's, I mean,
I don't trust that, bro. A lot of Japanese creators, bro, are so fucking easily swindled. I mean, we were just talking about the Attack on Titan one. Boy got convinced to end it early because he got pressured. You think I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think the Bleach, I really like the Bound arc. There's no chance he watched the Bound arc.
No chance you watched it.
Search it up.
Like, bro, if I created an anime or a manga and they adapted it to anime and it had filler, I wouldn't care because I'd be like, okay, you paid me and they're still gonna make my actual stuff. If it was
Just
fun,
make it an OVA.
like Dragon Ball fillers are so good.
That's true. I do like Dragon Ball fillers.
One
sometimes.
Piccolo's trying to get
Like
a
Dragon
fucking
Ball, I
license,
can
bro.
watch-
Yeah, when they drive the cars, that's peak.
Yeah.
I can
It makes
almost
no
watch any
sense, but
Dragon
it's
Ball filler,
fun.
bro.
Hey, bro,
Yeah, that's
Piccolo's
what I'm
drip
saying.
for that episode was peak, bro. That's all I gotta say.
That's what I'm saying. Filler should be fun and lighthearted and just like enjoyable.
Like an OVA.
Yeah. Beach episode.
Beach episode. You know when you hear that stupid song on Naruto, you know it's a filler day? Like-
Bro, nah.
you
fucking,
knew once you heard, you knew it was gonna be a filler episode, man.
nah, fucking you know what else that Loki kind of got like swindles you, bro, is fucking another, bro, when they like make it seem like it's gonna be a filler episode with when they're on the beach in the beach, and it like just seems like it's all you know.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's just no filler in another, and then I was like, oh,
yeah, they swindle you into thinking it is a fucking filler episode, basically. Like they're like, oh yeah, like we gotta go to the beach to go find out some information because we just need a break, And it's like
another just Final Destination.
pretty much, kind of, with more like
Kind
paranormal,
More spiritual.
Yeah.
yeah, there's more of like a
Paranormal
spiritual,
Final Destination.
paranormal, like Oh, I can't wait to go see the new fucking Final Destination movie, bro. I love those
Are they like
movies.
on 8 now?
Bro. So no,
So
they're on.
many.
This is 6,
I feel like there's more.
bro. No, there's 6. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then the Final Destination, which is 4. Then they did 5, and then this is now 6, which is Bloodlines.
This might be a hot take. I'm not the
Oh, yeah,
biggest
you're
fan
right.
of Final Destination, bro.
No, that's
They're
not
alright
hot take.
movies.
The hot take is people that actually like this shit.
Like,
And
I don't hate on the people who enjoy it, but to me, it's just like, I don't know. Some of the stuff is just like, bruh.
It's supposed to be fun.
that's
I'm
what
pretty sure.
it's supposed.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be like that.
That's-
what is
that's
going
what I'm-
on? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's supposed to put
be
you
wacky.
on like. It's supposed to be like wacky, but low key like it's supposed to put you on edge with shit that can possibly happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. Like the scene in the what do you call it? The scene that always I remember the most is when they're in traffic and then the logs come through the car. That scene was like
funny, bro.
every
I
time I'm
saw
still
a
behind
meme of
those
that shit,
cars
bro.
now, and with the pipes and all that, I still think of that till this day.
Bro, I saw a fucking video the other day. I was on Instagram and I was scrolling, and I saw a video, and it's this girl or a guy, I can't remember, but they're like, we got a bunch of millennials driving in these trucks in these cars and shit. He was like, and he points his camera, and there's a one with the logs on the back of it, and nobody's driving behind that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
till
Everybody's
this
driving
day,
on the sides.
everyone still remembers that, man. Till
Exactly,
this day.
exactly. But see, that's what I mean, bro. That's what's so good about like Final
about the
Destination movies,
culture.
bro. It's about the culture and the edge that it puts on you. So like after you watch those movies, you can't tell me that you're not looking over your shoulder or like looking at shit like maybe I should
I'm
put
already
that
like
over
that
there.
before
Like,
watching those movies. So even I watch those movies,
Exactly.
yeah.
exactly,
I think
bro.
that's the thing with me. I think I'm just too paranoid of a person to be watching that shit.
It's
I'm
meant
paranoid,
for
that's why I
people
do
to
like
like
'em.
feel paranoid like that. Yeah, I like those shits, bro. Like
Nah,
those movies
I'm
are
way
fucking
too
so
paranoid, bro.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, they're not the best writing. obviously, but it's meant for
and
fun, not for writing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
one of those
just like
deaths is based on a
realistic
true
bloody
story.
version of Tom and Jerry. That's all it is.
Tom and Jerry.
You know, one of those deaths is based off a true story, right? Like
Which one?
I'm sure it is, bro.
So the girl, I don't know if the girl died or whatever, but like I think she's alive, but she's like in the fourth movie when the guy gets stuck in where the pressure valve is, where like it sucks his guts out of his ass, basically. That's
Yeah, I think
that's
it's the
a
worst movie.
real thing. That actually
That does
happen.
happen. I'm pretty sure almost every death there has probably happened at least once because humans have been
what
around
I'm
for like
saying.
thousands of years. So
Yeah, any death can happen.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that one was actually based off of like an actual true story. Like that was
it could
actually,
very well be all of them. To be honest, you know.
no, that most of those were like fuck shit. I'm not
That's just my thing
But
though.
a lot
I've
of people
never
die
really
like that
been
though,
into-
like just stupid ones.
I mean, yeah, but they purposely like put that one in because it was based
from the
off
writers'
a true story.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yes.
I believe that.
I don't know. I've never been into like the realistic gore. Like,
Oh, I fucking love that
Whoa,
shit.
whoa, whoa.
Fucking
But
Hostel.
when it
fuck-
has
I don't really care
good
for that.
writing,
Yeah.
when it has good writing and there's like a story, but that is included, I'll be like, yeah, I'll bear with it. But I don't just like that by itself.
Yeah, I'm not
I
into
don't like
torture
watching
porn.
Nah, I'm just not into that. I think.
Said
But, like,
torture porn.
That's what the category is
example,
called.
For example,
Is that
like,
really?
Yeah, yeah.
like
Huh.
Invincible, for example? That is incredibly gory, and
Very gory.
bloody, and like,
But it's not the main
outrageously-
focus.
That's not the main focus.
It's over exaggerated, of course.
It's
but
just
yeah,
it's just included, just like Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
Mortal Kombat is so outrageously gory, but like there's other aspects to it than just that, you know?
100%.
For the blood and gore.
I bet you do.
Hey, like if that's your thing, bro, that's your thing. That's just not my thing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
why
like
I'm
where
just
I
not
used
in
to be
love.
back in the day though, like low key, like. But like I can still like adjustably like enjoy some like fuck shit like Final Destination. Like that's just like it's just where it's at, bro.
it's just shock value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Saw.
Yeah, Saul's the same category.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't fuck with Saw though. They can't.
I love
I
the
don't know
music.
why. I
though.
don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the
Music
Saw.
is really
Like I
good.
just don't fuck with it.
See, I just don't like unnecessary like violence and gore because it's like someone like, for example, I don't even remember what it's from. What was that one anime, bro? Where it was the lady with the fucking blood sword and there was like those weird alien things. that were
Blood
there.
Sea? No.
Oh, you're
Yes.
talking about Blood Sea?
It was Blood Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Blood
liked Blood
Sea?
Sea a lot. Oh, I liked it a lot. I can't remember that much about it now, but I really liked it when I watched it. But the scene where like all the people are just like getting brutally fucking murdered
At the end,
and
well,
it's just like
that was
even the
part of the
regular
story.
humans, I'm like, I get that. But like some of the scenes, it was like
when they like
The main
turn
focus
their
point.
fingers into
Yeah,
fucking
it was like-
saws and
it was
shit,
like
and threw that shit
10
into a bag and shit.
it was
Those
like
giant
10
rabbit
minutes
things.
of like people just getting like eviscerated in the most gruesome ways possible.
But that was the whole like point was like he was like, oh well, she fucking remembers, like it's time to clear this fucking experiment out, because they were like on an island with a bunch of actors that weren't even supposed to really be there. You know what I mean? Like
And instead of
yeah.
doing
They-
it viciously, they're like, let's make it hurt as much as
they were
possible.
like, yeah, bro, like too many people already know what the situation is, and they're like, it's time to fucking go.
It's a very
you know,
sadistic. It's the sadistic kind of like films.
But
and
that was the
I'm just not a huge fan of that.
that was also the point, to paint the main villain, like the main like protagonist, as that. Like he didn't care. His whole thing was to like keep her isolated on that island. And when she started getting her memory back and finding out, it was like, well,
Do you know what's interesting about that?
that's
though?
done.
He had to go out of his way to kill the people like that, though.
Yeah,
'Cause he literally-
didn't have to do that.
He literally could have just had.
Well,
firing
yeah, he's
squads on
painted
the
out
ready
to
and killed
be
them
a
like that.
villain.
Like he purposefully like brutally tortured them to death.
Yeah,
Essentially. It's
yeah.
like-
They were trying to point. They were trying to make him like the evilest
Evil as
motherfucker
possible.
as possible.
I get that.
And for that reason was why they dropped the movie after to show his motivation and like everything, like the whole her getting revenge and everything. That was like the whole purpose of that movie was to like try to like make it seem like it wasn't that bad, but it really fucking was. You know what I mean? Like he like in his mind wasn't that bad. Like there was something wrong with his mind mentally. You know what I mean? That was the whole point.
I get that, but I think you can attest to this too, Jacob. My whole thing with like stuff like that, or just like really incredibly dark stuff of that nature, like for example, like Guts getting raped. It's like there's things like that I do not like to read, but I read because it's like
It's part of his story. It's part of like
it's not like this just got thrown in for no reason. Like he's like, yeah, I just want Guts to be like,
Edgy.
sexually assaulted. Yeah, it's not for that. It's that they literally live in a depraved world, and in that world, like that would happen. It's not like
it's not just that
doesn't happen to anybody.
It's to put emphasis on like
How
why
dark the world is.
Yeah, like how dark the world is. It's to put emphasis on like why his decisions are what they are, how he acts. It's
yes,
that's important, and like that I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I understand it, but like sometimes some of that shit is needed, because if you're like, oh yeah, like you go with the typical, oh they killed your family and you want revenge, like that's like
I think I have a good way of putting it. So like gore could be used in almost any facet, but there's a difference between something being gory. Something could be more gory, and then something else can be torture porn and be less gory. So like look at the comic or manga of Tokyo. Cedric?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, look at the manga of Tokyo Ghoul and look at the comic book of The Boys. Tokyo Ghoul, it's more darker, but The Boys is like just, what do you call it? Could be straight torture porn at times, like overly doing it.
Yeah, they do it on purpose.
Even though at times Tokyo Ghoul could have much more like emphasis on the dark, but then again, it's not really torture porn.
Yeah, well, that's my thing as well. It's like, I'll give you another example. Like Ramsay from Game of Thrones, especially in the books, he is like pure evil, right? But this is the thing. He's doing all these evil things, and I it's very uncomfortable to read. It's very like all this stuff with it. But his decisions aren't like, when you see him do these things, it's not like, oh, there is a more proficient way to do this. Like, no, that's just who he is. And it would be wrong to the plot if he did that otherwise, you know?
I mean, that's what Cedric is saying about the whole Blood Sea villain thing as well, though.
But my thing, like, I don't remember that much, so you have to tell me. But with, like, this guy was like pure, like, he would just like kill anybody, like not just kill, but like he wanted to like torture all the people there.
So okay, so like the whole premise of this, like he knew motherfuckers were gonna die for this, because the people that were supposedly dead or died, those were like their stunt doubles. Like if you remember, like they were actors, they were paid actors. They didn't know what they were acting for. Like they just kind of like, they were told that, yeah, you're gonna be here, we're gonna be rolling constantly, and you're gonna be acting this and that. And the only people that like, and none of these fools knew what was going on, except for like maybe like one person who was acting, but they were also like a scientist on the like on the thing. You know what I mean? Like they were on the project. And basically, like, the whole thing is that he lied to every one of those people, was like, yeah, like, this is just going to be an acting job. Or he lied to the scientist and was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm not going to, like, hurt nobody. Like, nobody's going to get hurt. But, like, come to find out, like, he already knew, like, that was going to be part of the risk. That was the point of keeping her isolated here. That was the point of, like, everything going on. And, you know, filling her blood rage and everything. Like, he has to release these creatures so she can kill them, and these creatures might get loose and they're going to cook people and this and that. And then he had his own little thing to like other monsters that he was going to just keep and release them later, that he was like, well, project's done, let them loose. And it was all just because the whole thing is not letting her out and making sure that she stayed there. Because if you remember partially, she loses her memory in that whole thing, the life she's living. she thinks her dad is her dad. Like she's like absolutely in amnesia like the whole way through. Like she's just living a life she didn't know she wasn't really like living.
So this
That
is my question though. The crazy things that went away and just started like fucking everybody up, right?
Mhm.
They were like mindless creatures, right?
So that as far as he's concerned, they were killing to eat. Basically, those things were not mindless. They were like instinctive.
Yeah, they were
But
trying
if
to
you remember
animals.
it, yeah. But if you remember, there's a fight in there where that one of them starts to try to talk to her and like explain to her like, you know, you're crossing the line of like our deal. You know what I mean? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, you're crossing the line of our contract. Blah blah blah. And like their contract was basically like they're allowed to eat like once in a while, but they're not allowed to like and she's not allowed to stop them. That was like basically like their contract with her originally. And basically because of what he was doing and because her memory was lost, they told her that she had to go and slay them. And she would slay them to eat them for her contract instead of but the whole thing is, so originally she would slay them to eat them because it was what was keeping her alive. The little like, you know, the things that he would put in her coffee, the little cubes, those were actual like, that was the flesh of the beast that she was killing. They would collect the beasts, they'd chop them up in pieces and throw them in those little sugar cube things. So this way, when she'd eat them, she'd feel satisfied and she wouldn't just change and go into a blood rage.
Mm.
And like that was the whole point of her being contained.
My whole point of what I'm saying though is because I get what you're saying and that does make sense to the story. But what I'm saying is in that scene, like they weren't just like cutting people up and like eating them. They were like brutally massacring these people. Like a lot of these people wouldn't even be able to like they couldn't even eat anymore. They would just massacre them so brutally.
So like the writer was trying to make it as crazy.
Well, that's why he was trying to.
possible.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he was showing that like these things were, you know, intelligent.
Evil.
They're not like they're there to feast and like, you know, like just like animals. They were basically just like animals. Some animals will literally play with their food before they eat instinctively.
Well, they were like more like the demons from like Berserk. That was the level that they were.
But that's the level that they were on. They were playing with their food. They were literally chopping them up, and because they were going to eat them eventually, they wanted to play with their food. They knew it was feeding time.
They're like hyper intelligent beings.
Okay, but that was the
people.
instinct. They were animalistic instinct. They weren't just like demons. They were like a specific race of like whatever the fuck they were. They don't like specify. They're just she starts calling them whatever they call them when after like the movie, after she finds out what they're called or whatever they lied to her to tell her what they are called. It basically is what she calls them.
I have a theory. I think you Nick, you want the focus not on the gore, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like the reasoning around it, the why it's there. If it's not totally outshadowing something, like in the right moments at the right times. Cedric wants it all the time. Am I right or wrong?
No, I don't actually want it all the time. Like like I said, I like the story, and like the story was just like it was needed. It was low key like to show how bad these things were, and if they got out, like, you know, like what they can do. Like that's just basically what the fucking premise was of it. And bro said, "Yeah, fuck everybody else, let's go."
Interesting. I think everyone like it's very very edgy. I think everyone has a certain level of edge that they would like.
I feel like it's just a point of view too, though. Like it's just like how you like read the situation, how you read the like what's going on, like how you're like everybody has like a different like view on things of like, animes, because some people see certain things that other people don't see, and then like then when they like look at like all the YouTubers that like do like reactions or like they go into detail of, like what's going on, that's because they're like explaining what they seen, everything that they seen. They've watched the show like multiple times. They're like, oh yeah, this is why they did this. Like if you really pay attention to this and this, like that's why I'm able to like speak on the anime so thoroughly, because I've literally watched that shit with everybody I've put that shit on. Like I've watched that shit at least 15 times, bro. Same thing with another. Same thing with another. Like I've watched that shit like 15 times. Claymore, I've watched like 6 times. Fucking like all the animes I've watched a decent amount of times. Like I've paid attention to like everything, little details, like why they did this, what was different, what I did notice, what I didn't notice. You know what I mean? Like that's why I'm able to like explain so much about Blood Sea, like with that like specific detail, like and like what his like premise was like of the shit.
Mm. See, that's why I trust you and I believe you. Like, I'm not doubting what you're saying at all because, like you said, you have so much knowledge about it. I think it was like what Jacob was saying. It's just, I, when it comes to like just gore in general, I just like the gore that I watch to be more like not the forefront of like what's happening, you know? Because even in like Game of Thrones and shit, the goriest parts aren't prolonged like that.
It's subtext.
Yeah, it's subtext. Like these people are getting put through this pain, but the subtext and the perspective of it is that is like the after that. It's like the perspective is like how they're dealing with that. Not that is the perspective of them enduring it, like during the event. You know, like for example, like all the parts with like with Ramsey, they're not going into depth like every single time of like he's doing this and he's tearing off the skin piece by piece, and like they're not doing that. They're doing he's crafting it in a way that it gives you that information without it having to be explicitly said.
I like I said, Nick, like I get what you're saying, like and like I understand, you clearly understand like where I'm coming from, like on like how like we're like explaining to each other.
Oh, 100%.
And like I think it's just like I also said though, like I think it's point of view. Point of view is definitely important because like
I agree.
point of view really tells you like how much like someone sees, how much someone hears, someone like, you know, and how people perceive it is important as well. So like everything, all that detail comes into effect, which is what makes it what it is. And like, you know, like you said, perspective, like I said, perspective, like some people might think that's not as gory as like it could have been, or like some people will be like, oh yeah, that's like, that shit's fucked. Like, so like, you kind of like know my basis of like what gore is, and if I could tell you like, oh yeah, that anime was fucked, bro, like everything about that shit was just fucked. The gore fucked, the anime gore fucked, the depression fucked. Like if I were to tell you that, you already know like that shit's gonna be like beyond like your limits of fucked.
I have another theory. I think the thing is for you, Nick, it's not the gore of it, it's the depression of it. You know what I mean? It's the like overly dark to where it turns into depressing. Am I wrong?
I think my whole thing with it is once it becomes like almost nihilistic, you know,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
where there's like nothing besides like pain and depression and like you said, like uh just suffering. Yeah, I'm not really huge on stories that center around that. I obviously all those things are what makes stories good because that's like what makes characters overcome certain
That's
things.
where the development, the character development
A
really like
hundred
comes from.
percent. Yeah. And it's just like you said, it's all about perspective. And I just think, in my opinion, that if you cannot show it, like I think you can show any type of gore in a like correctly if you do it in a proper perspective. And I think the people who do it but like fail just means they don't know how to do perspectives correctly.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And regarding the blood sea part, that's all just a opinion and interpretation. Like we just have two different tastes, and in that one scene it shows, which
Yeah.
is fine. People can have differing opinions, and people can have different tastes. Just like there's other scenes that have gore just like that we both love, from like, and even Jacob, from like Tokyo Ghoul, from like Berserk, from like games, from like there's just all type of stuff, you know.
And I look, I agree. Okay, and like sometimes it is an emotional effect because for the fact that I agree with Jacob, because sometimes that can also play into part of it, because I put Angel on like I put Angel on Ray Zero, and like he was like, bro, he was like, I can't keep watching this, bro. This shit's low key like bumming me. And
That's
I was
why I
like, he
like
was
that.
like, bro's constantly like dying and like he's suffering, and like, and I was like, I get that. I was like, but there's gonna be a point where everything changes, and like you're gonna see like the character development, the how good the story becomes because of the character development he goes through, the shit he learns, the shit he processes, the friendships he makes. I was like, everything goes into development of that. You know what I mean? Like that.
That's the point of the show. Yeah.
The whole thing with that as well, this is where me and Cedric differ a little bit. Cedric's a lot focused on the body horror of it. I much rather have like the emotional damage and like
the spiritual.
Yeah, that's what ReZero's more focused on than actual body horror.
Oh
like,
no, I 100% like no,
the mental tragedy.
The mental tragedy. The
yeah.
mental.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob, you know this more than more than anybody.
Psychological.
I like psychological horror over most horror. Okay, that's just what it is. Like that's why when you put me on Ray Zero, you knew I was gonna fuck with it. Like it's severe psychological horror. Like that shit's good, and like that's just what it is. And like I can appreciate every form of like horror. Don't get me wrong, but like there is a like over the top. You know what I mean? Like I get that. Like there's definitely an over the top where it's like, bro, like
they didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, they didn't have to do all that.
Final destination when he gets his gut sucked out his butthole. So yeah, they didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, and then when I found out about the whole story, I was real, like that. I was like, that makes sense. I was like, okay, that kind of makes a little more sense. Like that's possible and that's happened. You know what I mean? I was like, because like there's crazy shit that happens out there. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's crazy as fucking shit.
See, this is my thing too. I think the thing I like the most when it comes to like really cynical stuff like that, I like cynical stuff in a couple examples where it's either there is a good person in a cynical situation, or like a person that's unaware of the situation, the cynical situation that they are forced to be a part of, like ReZero. I like that a lot. I like when a character is born and raised in a world that naturally makes them cynical like that, but they're like overcoming that. I like stories a lot. Like I like stories where
you don't like when something is 100% nihilistic or cynicalist, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Where I just don't like when stuff is purely cynical and there's like nothing, there's no silver lining to it, you know? Not everything has to be hopeful. I 100% get that.
No, yeah,
but the 100% cynical and like nihilistic, like just
to the
in
point when there's
opinion,
no end to it and there's no point.
Yeah, just in my opinion, it starts bordering like unrealistic and like just unsatisfying, because it's like, then what's the point of me even watching this?
There's no resolve.
You know? Yeah, there's no resolve. There's no conclusion. It's just this.
They get tortured and then they die. The end.
That's the thing for me with Saw. It's like I can't ever get with Saw because what's the point of Saw? Just to torture people?
The old man.
Yeah, I know the plot of it, but it's like why though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it was all for nothing.
Why? Yeah.
So you want a resolved ending, basically.
Well, I want a resolved ending for any story. It doesn't matter if it's cynical or not. Let's be 100% honest.
Okay.
Any story that
there's
is
no
unfinished.
resolution.
Well, this is my thing though. if say someone just doesn't finish a story, like say George R. R. Martin just doesn't finish Game of Thrones, that's a whole different thing. But if you have a final baked conclusion and that is your conclusion, that there is no conclusion, that's dumb. Your
But that's
conclusion shouldn't be that there is no conclusion.
okay. But to be fair, that's fairly realistic. Like sometimes, like in life, there is no conclusion. Like sometimes it's just okay, we die. Bye.
But if we're being honest, are we really making stuff to make stuff as realistic as possible?
No,
and
but
that's the thing too.
But you gotta understand that it's not always like a hopeful thing, and it shouldn't always have to have a resolution or like even like a silver lining or like there's sometimes that's just not the case, and sometimes it shouldn't be the case.
I
Like,
agree. I agree with you, but there should be at least a lesson one from that if it's going to have that type of ending.
Do you know what my whole thing with it is? It's not even a silver lining. I just want my stories that I consume to be nuanced. Like, what is the point of this? You know, I don't want to have something I consume be completely pointless. Like, even if the story is to be cynical, what is the point of that? You know, like, what is the point? Just like
it could just be someone just telling the story. You know what I mean? Like like, but that's
so
what I'm
for
saying,
entertainment
like,
is what you're saying.
yeah, like sometimes it just be for like telling the story, like some people just want that story to be told. You know what I mean? And
that's
that's
100%
understandable.
fine. Yeah, that's 100% fine. I'm just saying that is not what I prefer. Just for example, like the way Naruto ended, that there's so many flaws in that ending. And we're talking beyond just like Madara and everything like that. There are so many flaws in that ending that I think about rewatching, and I'm just like, damn, I really hate how this ended. Like the fact that if we're gonna be 100% honest, throughout all of Naruto, like Sasuke, from a majority of the people who watch it, he gets so much hate for a lot of the shit that happens, right? And all the decisions that he makes, especially when he was like, "Oh, I want to become Hokage," and then people are like, "Oh, that's dumb as fuck." His whole background and that whole plot line of his family is so rooted in like corruption and practically enslavement, you know?
Mm.
And you're telling me that the conclusion to all of that, the literal reason why he was fighting was so that he could become a Hokage, that literally he would control the power of all the tailed beasts. That way, no one could enslave other people like that. Was it the wrong thing? Yeah, because he was going to do it through suffering and shit like that. But my whole thing with it is he had the right idea though. Because look how fucked up the world was, you know? The military, like, and all that shit combined, all the resolution of his character should not have been, oh, he's in isolation for his wrongdoings. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You're telling me that this, oh, we're not even going to get into that. But you're telling me this guy who literally, like, realistically, Sasuke did not do that much bad stuff. Yeah, he went with Orochimaru and he did all that stuff. Every test Orochimaru ever sent him to kill people, he never killed people. Every time he had chances to kill people, he never killed people. It was only after he learned about Itachi when he really started getting bad. And let's be 1,000,000% honest here. If we were in a fantasy world and you're like, yeah, your someone in your family murdered like everyone you knew, and then you found out that that loved one that did all that was told by the fucking government to do that. Yeah, you wouldn't just be like, yeah, let me just go back. No, you'd be fucking pissed and you'd be against them. That's why his conclusion to just let like Naruto do whatever and not have a hand in everything happening to ensure that it doesn't happen again, which in Boruto it happens again. Like that makes no sense to me. You know?
Mm.
And not even just that. The fact that Naruto would even ask Sasuke to like, you know, at least like be there to assist him. What was the point of fighting? The whole point of fighting was to bring him back to the village, for him to be like, hey, like we can be powerful together. You don't have to be alone for things to be the way you want it to be. Right? And he convinced him of that. But then right after he convinced him, he's like, oh, now I'm going to be alone for 20 years. What? That doesn't even make sense. See, that is the unsatisfying ending that I'm talking about. Technically, there's a conclusion.
Technically, it's very happy and very hopeful, but still not
Yeah,
that good.
Exactly. Technically, it's very positive and it's very hopeful, and everybody got defeated, and Naruto still got an arm back somehow, even though his arm blew up.
They killed the alien lady so fast or somehow for no reason.
Yeah, they killed a god so easily. And it's like, and somehow fucking Kakashi didn't die like the 80th time. Like, it's so hopeful. But it's so unsatisfying. Because, like, what was the point? The whole point of Naruto, since the beginning, was about the shinobi life. How corrupt it was. How the military essentially controlled. Yes, how the military controlled human lives to be this way. Madara was the perfect villain for it. Because he opposed everything the shinobi world was about. Same with Obito. The literal whole... They were both the antithesis to Naruto. Because Naruto was about bringing peace to the shinobi world, and they were literally against the opposite because they're like, that can never happen.
The whole point of pain.
Exactly. And Sasuke was on that team too. Which, in my opinion, is like, with Sasuke's conclusion, why would he not have a hand in it? Naruto agreed with all of their... He agreed that the shinobi world was so flawed and that it was so wrong, and he wanted to change it. But then he wouldn't include the person that literally had like a detailed thing of how to do it.
Basically, like how Hashirama and Madara were supposed to work together to work it all out, but they didn't.
Exactly.
And now they had a choice to work together, and Sasuke was like, nah, I'm gonna go walk the mountains for what reason? Because I want to.
Yeah, no reason.
I'm gonna knock this chick up and get out of here.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine, bro? And that's another thing too. Sasuke, especially rewatching, Sasuke has always been so family oriented. You're telling me he just became a deadbeat? That doesn't make any sense. Like, he is so family oriented. He is such a loving person, bro. The man that literally tortured him over and over again, his brother. He found out his brother died in such a way, and this man literally challenged the entire world. He loved his brother. He loves his family so much that he did all of that. And you're telling me, nah, I just don't fuck with my daughter like that. How does that make any sense?
I agree.
The conclusion of Naruto is just incredibly flawed. But that is an example, Cedric, of like another, like something that is technically a conclusion, but it's not satisfying, you know? And this is the opposite side of the spectrum. It is completely hopeful and completely positive, but it's
a little too positive.
Still, yeah, and it's so unsatisfying, you know?
His gears
because
are turning.
Like that's the thing. Because even think about it from this perspective. You're telling me literally every single like main person besides the older. Isn't it funny how all of the older people die, the entire older generation, but every single young person except for Neji dies? Or everybody lives except for Neji. It's like, so he wanted to sacrifice one person to make it a big moment, but then everybody else lives. Kakashi quite literally died like 4 times in Shippuden.
That's true.
And he's still walking around.
He even became Hokage.
And he's still Yes! It's like, how is that even
It's because he was a fan favorite and didn't go with the writing of how it should have been.
Yeah. Like, if we're going to be a million % fair.
Half the people should have died.
Well, not even just that. But that
Guy should have died too. There was no reason why he should have lived.
1,000,000%.
Not that I dislike Guy. I really love Guy.
I love Guy.
But
yeah, he should have died.
It would have been better for the story. And I'm not saying deaths make stories better. I'm just saying it would have fit that moment.
That's exactly what you said.
That's not what I'm saying.
And this is my thing too. I think Kakashi should have died twice. Like, and it could have gone either way, and it could have been good either part. When Kakashi died to Pain, like that actually, like, low key, I don't know. I think Jiraiya, that whole thing with him was like enough to like feel that emotion. But if Kakashi like stayed dead, that would just be such a more impactful thing for when Naruto was like, no, I'm gonna choose peace, and
Yeah,
forgiveness.
100%.
That would have been
But it
strong
showed his
because he would have
character more.
stayed dead. Oh my god, so much more. Because if he's like, yeah, he has a power to bring everybody back to life. Yeah, of course he's going to be more forgiving. But if these people are gone forever, it would have been so much more impactful. That was the first one. And then the second one, Obito absolutely should have killed Kakashi. He absolutely should have beat Kakashi in the one-on-one. He had a Rinnegan. He had a Rinnegan in Hashirama cells. It was trained by Madara. I've seen Kakashi lose to Haku.
Okay.
There is zero chance.
To be fair, he wasn't using his stuff. What do you call it?
Yeah, he didn't have the Mangekyo like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't using that. But in Shippuden, he didn't really even use the Mangekyo often.
That's true.
Obito had a Rinnegan and the same Sharingan, except Kakashi couldn't use
And the Zetsu.
Yeah, and exactly. Kakashi can't use Kamui a lot because the effect an finished Mangekyo does to you. But with Hashirama cells, with Obito, he can use it infinitely because he heals. You're telling me the guy who can use their shared power infinitely and has a literal god eye, and literally he can't die. He literally got punched in the heart, and he did not die.
And he was almost matching him in taijutsu.
Yeah, you mean the guy who literally, like, if we're gonna be 100% honest,
Guy who
I think
smoked
Obito,
Kanan or Kana, whatever her name was.
yes, Conan, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's be 100% fair. I think Obito could have beat the 5 Kage. Like in all.
I don't know about that one. That one's crazy.
No, he could have, bro. When he was 16, he was putting up a fight with Prime Minato.
True.
Every Kage there would have got killed by Minato, which happened to the Raikage, who got fried with B. And he was even trying to kill them. And Obito surpassed Minato 100%. Because that was before that's before Obito had a Rinnegan.
But then again, wouldn't
And that
he
was
be
when
more on par because Minato didn't really get hit at that time?
No, but at the same time, Obito learned something way, 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 way more useful than anything else. He learned not to underestimate people, even though he has the power of, he has like an impervious power,
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole point of fighting Minato. Like, he learned something so valuable, which is why he never lost ever again after that. Until Kakashi.
Even when he
where
was
it's like,
Toby. Dang.
that's what I'm saying. But then I'm like, how the fuck did Kakashi beat him? Kakashi was already hurt at that time. Obito was 100% fine and had a Rinnegan. And Kakashi beat him.
That's true. I think my favorite line from Obito is still always going to be, like, he wipes the water off. He goes, he looks at it and he goes, "Oh, it's rain. I knew these people could never make me sweat."
Yeah, these fools could
these fools could never make me sweat.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily
and
hard.
Like, don't get me wrong, too. I can understand, like, if there was, I can understand the circumstances why Kakashi won. I can get that, But then, and then when we get to Madara, this dude got his eye taken.
He was like 100 times stronger than Obito.
Yeah, he got his eye taken from him, and then he just like had no reaction to it. And I was like, okay, you got your eye ripped out of your head, and you're just fine with that. And then, I'm sorry, Kakashi with one eye and no Sharingan, he is getting waxed by Madara. He's getting waxed either way, but the fact that he could even stand there with him is insanity.
I feel like Kakashi was given a lot of plot. Like, his character changed
because he was
completely
very liked
in general.
Yeah.
Like, he was supposed to be the copy ninja, and he only did it like 3 times.
Yeah,
that was another thing. That was
his literal line. He's like, "I am Kakashi, the copy ninja. I know 1,000 jutsu." He uses 3. It's like, that doesn't even make sense.
To be fair, he didn't really need to use anything else. Oh.
Yeah, no, he had all those jutsu, but that just he made Scott. See, this is my thing. If Kakashi beat Obito because he was using like such a different variety of jutsu, that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make
because Kakashi is way more. Yeah, Kakashi's way more seasoned and he's way more tactical than Obito. even though Obito's way stronger.
Right, but he beat Obito at his
He
own
uses
game.
3 abilities.
Yeah, he beat Obito
He
at
uses-
his own game, though.
Yeah. He literally just used fucking Kamui to get there.
In Taijutsu.
Mud Wall, Taijutsu, and fucking
Fireball, no.
no,
I don't
that
think
was
he used
Obito
it.
who used that.
Yeah.
No.
Chidori.
And Chidori.
Yeah.
That's all he used. This motherfucker knows 1,000 jutsu. This is my thing. He copied Zabuza bar for bar and never did it again. It's like, why?
That whole arc
That
was
could have
on-
been-
which is fire.
Yeah, it's the best start arc in history, in my opinion. I don't think there's a better
Start arc? Oh, I think about
First
that
arc
one.
in any show,
Yeah.
I don't think there's one better. In my
It's
opinion.
pretty hard, to be honest, yeah.
It is. But yeah, this is my thing too. Do you know who Kakashi would have been the ultimate counter to if they really let him use the 1,000 jutsu? Pain would have no chance against him.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
Pain's
kinda,
whole thing.
yeah.
When Pain is split up, he has like exact weaknesses that are different jutsu.
Mhm,
He knows every fucking one, and he didn't use them. It's like, Kakashi, what the fuck are we doing? Like, that's why I'm like, nah. The dude who made Naruto, bro, he just had too much on his plate. And I honestly, I think he was another motherfucker that was like, hey,
Gave in.
he's such a popular character, let me not kill him.
Mhm,
Or let
mhm.
me not make him more nuanced, you know?
Find the Naruto light novel, bro. Where is it at? Find it.
Facts. That's why even the characters in Regalia, Jacob, it's like, I don't give a fuck how much I like them. If they face off against someone like that, they're not gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
which is why we had that like 2-week long conversation about doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago.
Like if something happens, like a Madara type threat to like a regular guy, he's not walking out.
Context. Regalia is the story that Nick is writing. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. For people who
Yeah.
know.
Yes. The regular man is not gonna walk out against like Madara. Like that would be like if
He's gonna be
Konohamaru.
Madara.
I think that's just a character you very much like.
Honestly, it's so funny how like out of the Naruto world, like how we view these characters. Because unironically, any character that's not in Naruto is getting cooked by any Uchiha. They're in an instant genjutsu and they're dead.
Goku.
Even him.
I've actually had this conversation, bro. Literally, definitely like. So I talked about this. If it's Goku, yes. Vegeta, not so much, bro. I don't know about that one.
Explanation.
I actually agree. I think Vegeta would be better at.
I feel like
'cause he has more will?
Vegeta's more.
Yeah,
He's
more
got
will.
more will, and not just that, but he's got I feel like he's like smarter than Goku. Like if that makes any sense.
His
Obviously.
will is much more powerful, and I think he has way more mental fortitude than him as well.
Yeah. That's what I was
That is
mental.
because that is the main reason how you break genjutsus.
The only what I don't think Goku's ever broken, to be honest, though.
No,
It's not about him
Goku
breaking.
has never been broken like that.
Yeah. But that's what makes Vegeta fucking stronger mentally because he's been
He has
broken,
been broken
before.
many times.
That's
He's
true.
many
He's
times and he's
reformed.
recovered. He's
He's been
reformed that
humbled
shit.
so
Yeah.
many times.
That's true. That's true. Especially the early arcs. This man got blasted so many times, and to be fair,
Yeah.
he always gets back up. That's his own character.
Yep.
That's his whole character.
Oh,
Cooked
wait,
by
it's
cooked by the Z fighters,
Cooked
by Grade A,
everyone, every
cooked
single
by
person. I think
Frieza, cooked by
Yeah.
fucking Zarbon, fucking cooked by
Literally
Ginyu
everybody.
Force.
cooked by Cell,
like-
cooked by
by
Trunks,
Cell,
cooked by every
everyone.
single
Everyone.
person.
Everyone.
Bulma,
Bro
even
has
Garlic
been
was getting in
humbled,
that, bro.
okay? But
Chi-Chi.
like I said, he's
Literally.
strong, but he's also been humbled, so that's what makes him such a
Yeah.
better contestant than Goku.
He's like Iron getting reformed over and over.
100%.
Hey, bro, my nigga Yamcha, bro.
Okay.
My nigga Yamcha.
He
This
would die.
man
Bro.
really needs to get reformed, man.
Do you know what's crazy though? Bro, like
I think I gotta cut that part out.
No, don't. Because like in reality, Madara is so much more powerful. He's so much faster. He's so much more versatile than like any character in the campaign, obviously. But realistically, if you make one misstep against him, you're dead. And the funny thing about that is, if you get put in a genjutsu, even if it's for like a millisecond, you're cooked because he's gonna take that opportunity. And that's not even the most powerful genjutsu user. If you face Itachi, you're just fried.
Yeah.
You're just fried.
Yeah,
He can literally kill you. He can literally kill
Just by
you
looking
with
at you.
a genjutsu. With a genjutsu. That
Which is never really
impossible.
done before.
No one can
Other
do that.
than Madara at the ending, but even then, they all got out of it somehow.
Like, bro, Tsukuyomi is so powerful. Even when he's not, like, he can make Tsukuyomi way, way, way worse than what he did to Kakashi in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
He hit Kakashi with that. He was literally in a coma for 4 days. And he is a top tier fucking ninja.
I
he
think
got
he's
put in
one
a
of
coma.
the top tier. So yeah.
Think about that time. The only top 2 people at that time, because this was after the third Hokage died, was literally him and Guy. Because
That's true, huh? Yeah. Everyone in the village.
Asuma was not as strong as them.
No,
They were those.
wasn't quite there yet, bro.
No, those 2 were by far the 2 strongest. No chance. Those were the 2 strongest.
100%.
Yeah, and he literally put Kakashi in a fucking hospital bed
And he did it. He
without
touched him for a
even
year
touching him.
mentally, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
And
no,
he's
he
able to
tortured,
do it for as long as he wants. So like it could be
No,
like
he-
multiple years even.
he tortured him. I believe it was for 100 hours. Let me.
I thought it was. I could be completely wrong. I haven't seen it in like I don't know 15 years, but yeah. If I like look what Itachi did with like the chick he was with at the time when he had to kill the village. He had an entire lifetime, like 60, 70 years. They were in a genjutsu.
He was in it for 72 hours.
Yeah. So imagine years, which is able to do
in a split second.
Yeah.
And he can make it. Yeah, he can make it a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah. So fighting that, and you have no countermeasure against that, you can't full counter that one. Like, it's very like.
And do
it's
you know
very
what people
particular.
were saying too about Tsukuyomi with Kakashi? So most people, like with torture as intense as what Kakashi was going through, most people would die way, way, way quicker. With the torture that he had to endure, 72 hours of that torture. Like no one would survive to that point. That's literally impossible.
No,
he
that was a lot.
endured that because it was like a fantasy because it was Tsukuyomi.
Right.
But bro, his mind was so fucked by that. He could
He
literally
could have had a
have
heart attack. He died.
Bro, he gave him 72 hours, right? He could have given him 100 years and he would be dead. He'd just be dead.
His mind would be fried.
No one. Yeah, he would be like Guy in a wheelchair. He would be fried.
He could literally like come up brain dead. Yeah, like a vegetable.
Yes. Like, you know the power from Cyberpunk where you can overload people? That is literally Itachi's power.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And the funny thing about that is, too, you don't even have to be looking at him. He can point at you and you can get fried. He's so overpowered. But if you do look at him, you're just cooked. You could look at him like 27 years ago, and then a random day you could just get put in the Tsukuyomi, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, his power is so versatile. It's so much. It's like, that's why I'm saying he's just so broken. Because I don't think any character outside of Naruto, like, besides like omnipotent beings and like people like that.
Yeah.
I don't think any
I feel
regular
like strong-willed and like mentally like strong characters are like by far like the only thing that can really like hold up to like any type of genjutsu, bro. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But do you know what the thing is about Tsukuyomi though? It doesn't matter how mentally tough you are, you cannot escape it unless he wants you to. That is why that jutsu is so powerful. Like, think about it. Itachi Tsukuyomi was so powerful. Madara's final plan was that jutsu. That is how
that was his last resort, huh?
That is how powerful that fucking jutsu is. Like, Tsukuyomi is so powerful, not even Kage could do it without like other stuff. He had like a omnipotent power. He was gifted, which is why he was like dying of cancer. But it's just like, it's just crazy to me when like people are like, yeah, I think Captain America could beat him. It's like, how?
Huh?
Yeah. People think super soldiers can beat Naruto characters.
What? But
yeah.
What do you mean, like the low end like Naruto characters?
No,
the random ninjas?
No. They were talking like Itachi.
Huh?
Yeah. They were like, yeah. They were talking about the Avengers, and they're like, "Yeah, I definitely could see Captain America being like Itachi." I'm like, that would literally be impossible.
How? Like
Yeah.
in what way? Maybe not even like a sniper. I feel like he would like hear like the wind break and then like dodge the bullet.
Like unironically, like Hulk would never be able to defeat Itachi. Like unironically.
Well, that's not even fair because he could. All
Itachi
Hulk
could-
has is like physical strength.
That's what I'm saying. And like Itachi could literally just put him in an infinite genjutsu that could make him never turn into Hulk.
Yeah,
Like you
true.
think the fear that Thanos gave him that didn't make him turn into Hulk was bad?
That's like the weakest
Itachi.
Hulk imaginable, though.
But still, I'm just saying for that one. If for that as the catalyst, if Itachi got to him and really wanted to fuck with him, yeah, he would be cooked forever.
Bro would put him against like 50 Thanoses.
He's just getting jumped by 50 Thanoses. That would actually be hilarious if that happened.
Oh my
But
lord.
no.
He probably has top 5 most overpowered stuff in anime.
Yes, and do you know what is also
Maybe like top
it's such a convenient thing in Naruto too? You're telling
That
me
he's going blind.
well, that low key that kind of did make sense. He had such a powerful ability.
Mhm.
I know, yeah.
That-
But
that
why
has
it's
to be a
convenient.
downside.
There has to
Yeah.
be a downside, 100%.
Oh, 100%. But this is the convenient part to me. So when every other person got other people's eyes, right? So like when Shisui gave Itachi his eyes, he got his powers, right? When all these other people got like gave their shit up and got their shit taken, they adopted those powers. How the fuck did he not get Tsukuyomi? Sasuke. That was Itachi's main
Because if it's put it all
jutsu.
together, right? Then
Yes.
I guess he should be getting all their
That
powers,
was his
right?
main. He got every other one. He got Susanoo, Amaterasu. He got every other one. He did not get that.
Maybe there's a reason
That
for
was
that.
nah.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
See, so you know the Tuscan blade that Tachi Susanoo had, the one that sealed Orochimaru.
Yeah.
He didn't get that because that was something Itachi literally got in the spirit realm, I guess. That makes sense because that was like a physical thing that he got. But all like Susanoo, Amaterasu, all these abilities and Tsukuyomi were all his abilities. He did not have to find and get those.
I would say that is true because Madara was able to use Tsukuyomi. So if Madara was able to use Tsukuyomi, then
Sasuke would
yeah,
easily. He literally had the eyes of the man who used it.
both of them.
That would even make sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's insanity. It's insanity that they didn't give him Tsukuyomi. Well, they obviously
Well, because he
didn't give
needed
it
to
him.
fight Naruto at the ending.
Yeah,
so
he would just kill Naruto instantly.
yeah.
Even though technically tailed beast chakra kind of
Would
counters
overpower
it,
it, you think?
but still but he would still affect him.
You think it would
Like,
kill
he-
Naruto, but the nine-tailed beast is still gonna live? That could be it.
Yeah. But then remember, he has a Rinnegan, so he could control the Nine Tails if it came out.
That is also true.
Yeah. No, Sasuke was so overpowered.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Uchiha's in general overpowered.
Yeah, but so was Naruto because Naruto had
Uzumaki.
Sage mode, and
He's
he
a
was
Uzumaki.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Uzumaki with Sage mode by itself is just insanity. That's
Don't like
beyond.
Uzumakis have like unlimited chakra or something like that?
Yes, bro.
Mhm.
So this is another thing with the Naruto world. We're getting like light novels of that shit. Why are we getting light novels of when the first Hokage and Madara and every other Kage in the world literally waged war against the Uzumakis because they were that overpowered? Like, that was the one
kind of
war-
crazy that they went for the Uzumakis first instead of the Uchihas.
Yes. Well, you got to think about this. That was back when the Uzumakis had a whole empire of them. Can you imagine thousands of Narutos running around? Malicious
kinda true.
Narutos? Yeah. Nah. And like you said, you can take other people's like physical what's it called? What are the fucking eyes called?
I forgot. Sharingan.
No. Kente Genkai.
Yeah, there you go.
You can literally take people's Kente Genkai easily as hell. Can you imagine with like 90 Uzumaki running around with like Byakugan and
Bruh.
like Sharingan,
At the same time?
or even Kimimaru's power. It's like, can you imagine? It's just the only limitation to all these people with Kate Genkai are literally just their chakra reserves. The Uzumaki have unlimited chakra reserves. Like
That's true,
Naruto's
yeah.
main power is having a limitless chakra reserve.
Just imagine a full-blooded Uzumaki and a full-blooded Uchiha having a kid.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god. See, that is kind of why I think Karin should have gone with Sasuke, bro. If we're talking about legacy, bro, because she was an Uzumaki, that child would have been fucking broken.
I mean, to be fair, I want to hear you guys' piece on this. Why would he get with Sakura?
What is the reason for that?
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
I don't know why he never liked her.
In the beginning, Naruto though, Sasuke actually did care about her. He didn't love her.
Not like, but he didn't have a crush on her ever.
He did care for her though. That is actually
as a clanmate, as an ally, as a friend, not like that.
No, not romantically. No. See that, which is another force.
Never even hinted to it.
Well, it was a one-sided thing. It was unrequited.
Exactly. He never even hinted at having any like hint of those feelings about her that I can remember.
My thing is this: I think it could have worked, but the creator was so lazy with the ending. He just threw it together. He's like, "Yeah, they just had sex." It's like, "Oh, okay."
It was like a fling.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, Sasuke is just a very loving, like, family person, and just abandons his family. Yeah. I like how in Boruto. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like most relationships, like how they ended up, were very forced. Most.
Yes,
not
almost
all,
every single one.
But
do you know what's insane? I have to daily see things about how Hinata and Naruto, that was not forced. I do not.
No, I don't think they were forced at all since day
one. That was
hinted
since day one.
100%.
And you know, people hate Hinata.
Why?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, she's so annoying. That stupid ass voice." Like, they just hate
the voice. Oh, watch it in dub.
Just because she's more reserved. They're talking about dub.
Okay, then watch it in sub then.
But they're just saying like she's so reserved and so annoying and all this shit.
What? Like, bro, that's the reason?
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, they never shot, like, Sakura and Naruto should have got together. I'm like, oh hell,
Sakura and Naruto.
Oh hell,
the chick that manipulated him.
Yeah, I was like, oh hell no, oh hell no. See, this is my thing. Every relationship in Naruto, well, besides Hinata, Naruto, and honestly, Shikamaru and what's her name?
I forgot her name. Tamari. Yeah, that makes sense.
Those are the two best.
That was hinted at
by far, right? But then we get to Choji and that one fucking fat person.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a were they showed before?
Yeah, she was from the village hidden in the what was the village where the guy could use the disintegration square or cube? I'm not to that part yet in Shippuden, so
Cedric, do you remember?
I didn't watch.
It was the Tsuchikage. I know that's the Tsuchikage.
I don't know.
I watched like bits and pieces of Shippuden because like
the Hidden Stone Village. That's what it is.
Hidden Stone Village. Is that what it is?
So she was from the Hidden Stone.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah, she was from the Hidden Stone. So Choji got with her, right? Ino got with fucking Sai.
That one did not make. I don't know.
They explained it like what happened in the event. It was like one event that made her fall in love with him for some reason.
Yeah,
like
was actually
she saw inside of his mind and she felt sympathetic, and that was it.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I think Ino and Sasuke would have been a better matchup, honestly.
Kinda,
because like not even kinda. The pain that Sasuke feels, the whole thing about his character, Sakura literally cannot understand that. Like that is kind of the whole point of Naruto, why in their first fight, Naruto versus Sasuke, Naruto could not understand him and why he had to fight him, because he never experienced loss like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
when
he was kind
finally
of
got
born
Jiraiya,
into it, Loki.
exactly. But when he got Jiraiya and then lost that, he finally understood.
But third Hokage too.
Exactly. But Jiraiya was way closer to him than the third.
That's
than
true.
Yeah.
the third Hokage. Like the third was kind of just like an overseer who was like, "Hey, I'm going to take care of you."
His guardian.
Jiraiya was like his actual father.
Yeah, his first. Well, not his first father figure, but like the one
Well,
who
Jiraiya
spent
was-
the most time with.
Jiraiya was literally his grandpa. Like not even kidding. He was
Pretty much.
literally the man who named him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like him and Jiraiya, they were so close. That's completely different. Even though the other people were influential, but Sakura has never lost anybody like that.
Yeah, Jiraiya
Sakura-
was more like family, like his,
Oh,
his other dad.
100%.
Mhm.
He was the closest.
He went
was
off
the
by
closest
himself with
person.
him.
Yeah, he was the closest person in Naruto's life by far. He was
By
the
far.
first person to believe in Naruto like that. Like,
Mhm.
because Kakashi was just training Sasuke because he could not help Naruto. He didn't have, which also that doesn't fucking make sense. How the fuck can Kakashi not teach someone based off chakra nature? You literally know every fucking jutsu. But anyways,
Another thing too, bro knew how to fucking create a fucking
Rasengan, because he knows. Yeah,
Because
See,
he's seen it because he's a copy ninja.
that whole plot is just stupid. But
They
anyways,
should have never made the copy ninja if he was never going to use it.
no. But what's it called? Yeah, Sakura never lost nobody because she wasn't close to the third Hokage. She wasn't close to Jiraiya at all.
She had both her parents, if I remember
her,
correctly.
yeah, both her parents survive and live. Her master, which is Tsunade, never dies. No one ever close to her ever dies. The closest person you could possibly say to her that dies is Neji, and she wasn't even close to Neji like that.
Poor 10-10, bro. Low key, bro.
Poor
Yeah,
Tenten.
nah.
She stayed single for
Absolutely
the rest of her life.
disappointed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Thrown away
that,
character.
That would have been such a
Yeah.
nice fucking like ending for her, and
She should have got with Rock Lee, to be
that
honest.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Her connection with Neji was different.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, it was just,
her-
he died. So
Her and Neji were very tight.
yeah.
But what's it called? Yeah, I think Sasuke should have got with Ino. Because Ino understood his pain way more than Sakura could. First of all, Ino always fucked with him too. So let's just get that out of the way.
mhm,
Second
mhm.
of all, Ino literally had her father murdered. Like he literally got killed by a tailed beast bomb in the war. Like just
Yeah.
straight murdered. So she knows the pain of losing people. Sakura literally cannot feel that. She has no idea what that feels like. The worst emotion Sakura has ever felt is when Sasuke left. That is the worst she's ever felt. Which isn't even a death. It's just someone left, you know? So I think Ino would have been a better fit. And plus their kids would have been fucking broken. Can you imagine a fucking ninja
You're like breeding them, like you're a
Well,
horse
no.
tamer?
No. I'm just saying. Can you
No,
imagine
he's not wrong.
Uchiha
I know
with-
what you mean. You're not
Transfer
wrong, but still,
with the
it's funny.
intelligence, with the like mind
because she's like a
jutsus that
genius.
she had?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, a brilliant Uchiha. Yeah. But anyways, no, I even like not even getting to like what their kids would look like. I think they would be a much better duo just for that nature as well. And like you said, she fell in love with Saib because she saw his mind and saw the pain and she wanted to help him. Sasuke is literally the most pain-filled person ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she loved him or had a huge crush on him forever.
Mm-hmm.
So she saw that if she fell in love with Sky for that, there was no chance in fucking hell that she would not fall for Sasuke. But they wanted it to be Sasuke.
So basically,
and Sakura so bad.
what I'm hearing is if Ino was in Team 7 instead of Sakura, then he would have
I
got
don't
with
think
her
Sasuke would
instead.
have left. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Sasuke would have left.
Not even left in general?
No.
Why do you think that?
I think that for many reasons. I think one,
I don't think
since she
Ino would
was-
let him leave at that point.
She's
That's
way more
kinda
upfront,
facts.
huh?
that's kind of facts. too.
Yeah.
But not even just that. But I
I think she
also
would have
think
died
too.
if she was on Team 7.
Probably. But I think that Ino was just so much more, like you said,
Layers.
upfront and all those things like that. But also, she could hold her own. She like in the beginning, Naruto, she was like she could actually do shit and contribute, you know?
Mhm.
The main reason why Sasuke left is for two reasons. One, Naruto was progressing significantly, and he's like, no, I need to get stronger. I need hate. And two, Sakura was the thing, always tugging him to be like, no, don't leave, don't chase power. like stay here and be with me and be weak, essentially. Ino was not like that. Ino was always fiery,
trying to get stronger all the time.
Yes. She was always the one telling Shikamaru and Choji, like, hey, train, you lazy fucks.
That is true. That is true.
That was her. And she's a fucking genius. Yeah, they would have been.
And she's good at her jutsus too.
Bro, yes.
Shikamaru
She's a master.
That's my dude.
But
Shikamaru's awesome.
that, and then this might be kind of a hot take. Do you know who I think Sakura should have got with?
Who? Chochi?
She should have got with Rock Lee.
Oh yeah.
Low key, I don't think that's a hot take. I 100% think
she should have got with Rock Lee.
I 100% think that if they were to have a kid too, that they would have had such a strong fucking unit of a kid, bro.
God.
Because taijutsu with her strength,
oh my god, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
They would cook.
Oh my god,
bro.
With Tsunade's teachings, bro.
Yeah. Hey, someone who can open the gates, but was also a healing sage. Oh yeah, they could literally heal from the gates. They would be unstoppable.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Yes,
the writer missed out. Oh my!
Not even just talking about the kids, but like genuinely from their bond, bro. Rock Lee is the first person to ever risk his life for Sakura. He was not ready to fight the Sound Ninja. He literally got fucked up for her. And it wasn't unrequited either. Like
he even went to go with the Sasuke for her, huh?
Yes, when he wasn't ready. He fought Kimimaru because of her.
Yeah, that's true.
But not even just that. He always cared about her. He always cared about her. And and it wasn't just for him too. She genuinely like started having like a thing for him too, because when he was in the hospital, she always visited him. She always would talk to him. Even when Ino was like, "Oh, you're gonna visit that guy," she's like, "Yeah," because like Rock Lee is a good person.
Yeah, bro. She liked him. She had respect for him. She was his friend.
Honestly, if they went that direction too, I would have more respect for Sakura as a person, because she wouldn't be chasing after Sasuke. She'd be like, "Hey, like Rock Lee is a great like." He loves me.
It would have been a lot better.
Would have been so much better for both characters.
Exactly. So yeah, that should have happened. Neji should have. He should have got with 10-10, bro. Hinata and Naruto had to happen. That was just inevitable.
Of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Anybody who was like, nah, kill yourself.
I see people trying to ship him with Ino for some reason, and I don't understand that.
That would never even
make sense.
Because they're both blonde, or I don't understand.
That would never even make sense. But then, and I don't know. I also think that the creator messed up on all the like interconnected village plot lines, because there should have been a lot more mingling between villages. You know?
You mean by the ending?
Yeah. Like Choji got with this random fucking lady. Like I think
that's probably
should have been
a screen moment, because he didn't have that type of relationship with anyone. So.
And low key, like if they were gonna do that, they should have did it with someone that was like at least like somewhat known to like from the other village. You know what I mean? Like
I mean they don't have to be though.
His writing is so bad. He's just like I paired Choji up with the other fat lady. It's like
the reason real creative because she's fat. There's no other
really
reason
creative.
For it.
You got her with the other shinobi that's fat. Nice. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
And he's not even fat. That's like his like jutsu.
Yeah, that's literally his jutsu, which is crazy, bro.
She's just fat, though.
She's just fat.
And I'm not even hating on her. I'm hating on the creator, because it's like, bro, you couldn't be more creative.
Get the fat person with the fat person. That's
it. Hey, bro, let's be honest, bro. My homie Shino got robbed, bro. He got fucking robbed. Bro, Shino, even if he was weird, bro, like they should have gave him some sort of like they should have gave him some sort of love, bro. Like, come on, G. Like,
you know what's actually crazy about Shino too? How strong Shino is. Like, ironically, I saw this take.
Most underrated motherfucker there.
He is. I saw this take, and it was so true. If Shino went in Kiba's stead for the Sasuke retrieval arc, they would have got him.
Yeah.
Which person could beat him? Besides Kimimaru. That's a whole nother thing. Literally no other person could. He is the counter to every single one of the Sound Ninja. Because think about it, the big ass motherfucker, when he trapped him in the giant dome, what could he do? He could literally call the fucking bugs from outside to eat his chakra. and then he's dead.
He was like a Gara. Like he could just stand still and
The
stuff
only
could happen
person
around him.
that I
Yes.
think, the only person that I think that he would have had a little bit more like struggle with, it would have been the dude with the arrows, and that's just because that fool played mad
He's
long
long
distance.
range. But do you know what's crazy about that too? Kakazu did the same thing. But then he got fried because he planned for it and he had bugs on every tree.
Yeah, that's true.
If you fight
That's
him
true.
in the Leaf Village, you're
You're dead.
cooked.
Yeah,
You
I
are
always
cooked.
wanted to see a Gara and Shino fight, bro, so bad.
That would have been
That
awesome.
would have been so good.
Oh my god. And do you know what's so disappointing too?
That they messed this
Like-
character up in Baruto.
Yeah, they messed every character up in Baruto. But not even just that. Even in Shippuden, bro, you're telling me that Shino did not get one advancement, one new jutsu, one new technique of his ability? He is the most broken.
And
not
he
even
was
just that,
cooking, bro. With
he was
that
smart
shit,
as
bro.
fuck, and he
Oh
was
my
a
God,
genius.
yeah. He was a
He
genius.
had perfect chakra control, and he was a fucking genius. And he had one of the most broken like starting jutsu ever. And you're telling me he never learned another thing? That is fucking.
And he
bullshit.
just looked cold too.
He did.
Like when he fought the dude with the freaking the sound freaking guns on
Yes.
his hand, bro. He
Oh,
literally
bro.
clogged bro's freaking holes with the fucking bugs, bro.
That's why
Like,
I'm saying. That's why I'm saying he was literally the fucking counter to every sound ninja. Because think about it, he was the counter to the big guy, like I said, because the big guy's fat and lazy, and he would have ate his chakra like that.
Mhm.
The lady that plays the flute, she was fried because he could have just put the bugs in the flute, and then she couldn't blow it, so she would be cooked. The guy with the arrows, if you remember, he was hella cocky, and Shino does not play. He
No,
would've
he doesn't.
ate his shit
No,
alive.
he was like
before he
killing
got.
people, like, and he was like 12.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He would not have
Sakon
allowed
and
him to
Ukon
get to
were
the second
definitely
form.
gonna get cooked, bro. 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Sakon would have got fried. Because what is Sakon's only power? I can fuse with stuff. He would try to
Infuse
fuse,
the
and then it would
bugs.
just be a bug. It would be a bug clone,
infested tree,
and then he
bro,
would get
like-
cooked. And then he would get cooked.
Oh
That's my whole
Lord.
thing.
He's so
Chino
overpowered.
is so overpowered.
He's so overlooked.
Bro, and they did
all
him
the
so
time.
dirty, bro, in Baruto. They did him so fucking
He
dirty,
looks
bro.
so stupid now.
But it's like
It's not even like the
Chino
look.
was-
I don't care about the look. The
I
look,
know,
it
but
was
I
alright.
do.
Like he's a teacher. He's a teacher, bro. Like of course he's gonna
Still,
look goofy.
Kakashi looked
Like-
tough. He was a teacher.
Okay, but Kakashi's not a teacher. He's more of like he's a squad leader.
guardian?
Yeah, like a guardian.
Jiraiya was a teacher. You mean, like, at a
Was he
school?
though? Was he a normal teacher? Like
Uncle
let's
was a
be
teacher.
honest,
She looked
really.
tough. Uncle looked awesome.
she was bad as
Uncle. Okay, she was not a. She was an examiner,
bad.
and two,
You
she
said
had her own
wasn't
drip.
Bad?
No, no, she was. And
I was like, you're smoking. Actual
two, she also had like a whole experience with Orochimaru. Her
Orochimaru?
drip was technically from like the Sound Village. Like that was
Never got
technically her
explained, by
own
the
drip.
way.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
no.
never-
She wasn't from the
Character.
sound.
Wasted
She wasn't from the
awesome
Sound
character.
Village. She wasn't from the Sound Village.
No, she was from.
She
no.
was. She was Orochimaru's Minato.
Next-
That is
yeah.
literally what she was, and
Yeah.
she never got explained. It's like,
Because it got
one of
dropped.
the main villain. Yeah, one of the
they
main
made her fat.
villains.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Let's not talk about the massive
I
disappointment.
didn't believe it at
You
first. I thought it was a joke, or
Bro.
like, or maybe she's gonna like get reformed, or
The
like, or maybe that's not really
massive-
her, or maybe I'm thinking
Massive
wrong.
disappointment, bro.
But yeah, that is my thing that should have happened. in the
Shit,
ending.
bro.
Naruto should have got with Hinata. Rock Lee should have got with Sakura. Sasuke should have got with Ino. Neji, if he lived.
Shouldn't have died. Like
I feel
if
like
he, if
him die makes
I
more
think-
people should have died.
but this is-
if
this
he
is
was
my
gonna
take
die,
on it.
more people should have fucking got cooked.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah,
was about to say.
100%,
That's what
yes.
I was about to say. If you're going to keep every other character alive,
Heck,
why
They're
why
fighting
kill him?
Madara in a stronger body. Who's been planning for this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
But
and
do
you're
what's
telling me,
wild,
bro, like
half the people should have died.
Yeah.
You're telling me he does like an all-out AoE attack, and Neji's the only main character.
Yeah,
to
it's
get
an
hit?
AoE.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, and this is the thing too. Neji has one of the most interesting stories of all the fucking base characters,
All his
and he
fights
has
are
one of the coolest powers of all the base characters. He
The
is
palm
so
strikes.
fucking cool.
no
Oh
one
my
really else
God.
did that except for Hinata. Like,
Yeah, and she was not even close to his skills.
Exactly.
No, she was
He
not
a prodigy.
closest.
He was a
skill.
prodigy.
He was
He was
definitely
a literal prodigy.
and that's why they were so jealous of him. It was because he was a fucking prodigy. Like the whole like cousin family was literally fucking jealous.
The higher tier family hated him because he was fucking godly.
We got a nice echo chamber going on.
And they were
right
like,
now.
and they were like, hey, like like. What do they say? They basically didn't want him to show up fucking Hinata because she's the heir. Like, bro, like, get the fuck out of here.
And no hate to Hinata, obviously, but he was cooking her ass, bro.
I mean, she didn't like what was going on either, so it wasn't even her fault.
And she didn't care. She liked Neji.
Exactly.
Neji, if you're not going to kill anybody else, don't kill Neji.
If we're going to talk about...
Neji was a dick at first, let's be honest.
100%.
Like, he was 100%.
But that was a part of his story.
It's part of his...
He was a literal slave. That makes sense. He gets to be a dick. He was a literal slave. He was a literal slave.
Yeah, but like Hinata wasn't even like trying to like treat him like that. That was
But it wasn't her. It was the father. He literally treated Neji like a slave. He literally said, yeah, your life belongs to her in the upper family now. You have no say in your life.
And he was like 13. So
he was younger. He was 8.
He couldn't really process it normally. So
he was 8 years old.
I'm talking about like in the show.
Yeah.
Like while it was happening in present time.
Oh, I'm talking about when he got the mark. He was like
8. He was like 8. And
his dad died. Yeah. When he was like 8 and he was told a whole nother thing. He deserves to be a little mad. Yeah. Sasuke got to go on a whole rant. He gets to do, and he just was mad. He was just annoyed all the time. He wasn't a dick. He wasn't evil. He was just like mad. Yeah. If I was a slave, I'd be pretty fucking mad.
Yep. 100%.
But yeah, Neji should not have been. You're telling me that Neji died, but fucking my guy lived? That is so disrespectful.
Yep.
You're like, my guy literally used
so
the
much
power.
Liked.
Yeah. Guy literally used the power that it's like, hey, if you use this, you die.
You're 100% chance to die. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also wild too. Because when their explanation for, he didn't die was because Naruto went and gave him some of his chakra. Naruto was right next to Neji. Right next
he was
holding him. And he did not save him. That just means Naruto's a dick.
Hey, remember what you did to me when I was 13?
Yeah. It's like, it's so stupid. But yeah, Naruto should have got with Hinata. Sasuke should have got with, Sakura should have got with Rock Lee. Neji should have got with Tenten. Shikamaru and Tamari. That was just...
Yeah, I could only imagine Lee and freaking Sakura's child, bro. Holy shit.
Their dynamic was always good. Their dynamic was always good.
A master taijutsu
I'm not even
with the
gonna
master
lie.
With the strength of physical strength that she had, bro. Like, bro would be doing some crazy shit.
That would be
my
like
guy's teaching was Tsunade's teaching, bro.
Yeah. Well, that would be like if Guy and Tsunade were fucking. That's like what the child would be.
Taking the weights off that child, bro, would literally be fucking detrimental.
What's insane? That child would even need weights, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they put weights on that child,
like
bro,
Goku, like Goku and Piccolo, yeah,
it would literally be detrimental, bro. Like that bro would cook.
Yeah,
it would cook.
It would be a taijutsu master who could open the gates, but also has perfect chakra control and can heal himself. Yeah, that would be hella fucking.
That would be the new Madara.
Yes.
And then taking the weights off gains the speed and more power behind it, bro. Like
that's Dragon Ball level, I think.
And not even just that.
Insane.
And not even just that. Not even just that. But since the child would have perfect chakra control, the child would be able to use hella other jutsus as well. Yeah. So it would be like Minato if he could use the gates, essentially.
If he become a new copy ninja?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. Okay. The new copy ninja is crazy.
Bro would definitely be part of Ambu for sure, bro. Like if he like made it through 100%, they'd be like, he'd be the ghost,
too,
bro.
You know what shit pisses me off too? Another fucking shit they fucked up on. Bro, their Naruto and Hinata's child, their first child should have black hair, bro. That would have been so cool. Like I get that they want to make him look just like Naruto. But
why? What do you say?
They literally made him a carbon copy.
Himawari. Yeah, she has black hair.
You know what's I actually like her way more than Baruto. You know what's so cool about her too? You know why her name is Himawari? That was Neji's favorite flower.
Oh, that's cool. Boruto just is Naruto with a B.
She literally one shot the fuck out of that nigga Naruto, bro. It was by far the
Yes.
funniest thing I've ever seen, bro. She put that nigga out. She said, "Nah."
Yeah, bro. They introduced so much new shit, which is just dumb.
To throw it away.
And do you know what's funny too? They had to literally invent new powers for Boruto because Himawari inherited the Byakugan and the fucking Ninetales.
Yeah.
Can you
Sage
imagine?
mode?
Can you
learning
can
Sage
you
mode?
imagine? Can you imagine a fucking Uzumaki with the Byakugan, the Ninetales, and Sage mode? That is the most overpowered character in the entire.
Yeah, Himawari is by far like the most cooked character that's there. Right
Yes,
That's
so
why
they
all the
had to
clans
literally
took-
invent.
That's the reason why all the clans were like secluded from all the other clans because they didn't want to mix it all
Yes.
together because they would
No.
make like gods.
Yes, well, not even just that because they didn't. That just breeds conflict between families. 'Cause they're like,
100%.
that's
yeah.
my child. No, that's my child. No, that's my
That's
child.
my year. That's my year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's
Then
be
she starts doing all the
100%
powers,
real,
and it's like,
Now I'm control
If-
both, and now Madara. Now it's a new Madara. Yep.
Let's be 100% real though. Even if the Hyuga weren't cool, like at that time, when Naruto was like, "Hey, I'm marrying Hinata," there's nothing they could do about that.
Of course.
What were they
not.
going to do?
No,
No.
of course
He would
not.
be like, "Okay, die." Like, what are you doing? He literally just beat the strongest shinobi.
Does
in
that mean
history.
is he head of that clan now? Is that how that
No.
works?
No.
No?
No, Hinata's
is-
still
Oh, because
technically-
she has his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. Yeah, that's true.
Hinata is head of the clan.
Yeah.
It would just be. It would be.
Or would it be
exactly
Hanabi?
like. Nah, it's Hinata.
Yeah.
But she has his last name though, so technically is she part of that clan?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
always going to be a Hyuga,
yeah, she's always gonna be a Hyuga.
and she's the eldest. It's just like in like Targaryen Game of Thrones. It's like a woman could be born into the Targaryens, and she could marry literally any royal, but she's still the head
Because
and
it
she's still a
outranks it.
Targaryen.
Yeah, it basically technically combines the clans.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Well, that
Like
really does
technically,
make sense
Naruto
'cause
marries into that clan.
Like an
the
Uchiha.
Uzumakis were fried, so he was literally the last one besides Kedi.
Yeah,
So, and she like never had a child for some reason. She's just chilling. But what's it called?
Asexual.
Yeah, even though she was like so on for Sasuke, but besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, she should have got with Sai at that point.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
What right? I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, just thinking of the possibilities of like the kids that I just described that those characters
bro,
would
kind
have.
of fucked up, bro. He kind of because
No, 'cause
honestly,
I
I feel like
hella fucked up.
look at. Let's be honest. Boruto probably would have been a little better if they were more at like characters like with the setups that we just said.
That were
Because if you
powerful,
really thought, yeah, because you would have had a power creep in the anime that would have made sense for one.
Yeah.
For two, there would have been it wouldn't have just been built around Boruto. It would have been built about Boruto having to get stronger because of the power creep that he had to live around. I mean, you got Himawari, you would have had Rock Sakura and fucking like characters that were actually doing something, you know what I mean? Like that were
Yeah.
actually dangerous.
That's the funny thing too, because it's like he literally just made Boruto, and he made all these new powers in Boruto, which fucked up the power scaling because he wanted to be able to explain Kaguya, which is literally so stupid. But it's like if he just left it alone, he could have just done so much more. Like even if he wanted another series, which he didn't, and the studio wanted him to do it,
Money.
even if he didn't want to do that, by the way, and he doesn't write Boruto, by the way. That's
No,
not
he
him.
doesn't. His apprentice does. His
Assistant,
protege.
yeah. Which his protege fucking sucks. But what's it
So
called?
He
sad.
retcons fucking Boruto and he just fucking writes it himself. Says
That
fuck
would be
it.
cool. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the proteges only listen to the studio. Like I don't think the proteges really like.
Yeah, they want to get
apprentices.
paid. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
They're not really.
But
They could be a super good writer, but because there's a
Yeah.
lot of potential, But
yeah,
all gone.
it could have been so interesting too.
They really
because-
made her fat.
Yeah,
you-
that's the thing. That's the second thing I'm most mad about.
Anko.
I'm really more mad about
Yeah, bro.
Gara than anything.
Oh, Gaara's cut.
Oh my
And
god.
Gaara's
He was crazy,
everything
too.
is wrong in
Gaara
Naruto.
didn't get with anybody either.
That kind of makes sense though.
It makes sense, but I'm like, kind of.
I don't think he has to get with anyone. He's like
No,
one of the
he
older
doesn't.
characters. I feel like it would make sense if he doesn't get with anyone ever.
What about Kakashi?
I feel like all his love interests are kind of like gone or like with someone else.
He literally read Sema every day. Like he was so into romance, bro. That doesn't even make sense.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's just a porn addict and he doesn't really want real women.
Okay. Do you know what's so funny though about just that interconnected thing?
Well, him and what's his face?
The fact that fucking
Maybe you should have got with Guy.
Okay.
It would have made so much more. Hey, he's the first person who saw him naked.
That is true. No, a lot of people what's it called? There was rumors about a light novel of Kakashi coming out. And do you know who his love interest was supposed to be?
What, the redhead chick?
No. The Kage from the Hidden Mist.
Why?
Because they were both Kage at the time and they had very similar views and personalities.
I guess.
Yeah, can you imagine a top tier? Well, I mean, yeah, I was about to say, imagine if Kakashi's child had something, but he's the fucking copy ninja, so his child could literally have any power. I hate.
How do you get rid of this
so much, bro?
How do you ruin that?
I hate.
How do you ruin that?
Is it
I hate the
Anko?
Naruto motherfuckers. So
It's Anko. How do you ruin that?
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god! Of
shot
course you got
bad.
that gif out of everything.
How do you ruin that? How?
Yeah, it's just beyond wild to me, bro. That what's it called? Kakashi was like one of the horniest motherfuckers, bro, and he never got with anybody. It's like, come on, bro.
I mean, what's his face never got with Tsunade? Jiraiya never got with Tsunade.
He had.
There was something there,
weird.
obviously, but they just never got together.
Yes. Well, there's
bro,
there's
and
two
the
things with
message,
that.
and basically, like the last note that he leaves her, bro, was absolutely tragic, bro. Like,
Yeah, he would have definitely
Well,
cheated on her.
No, okay. I actually don't think so.
I actually don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
talking.
so.
Yeah. I was gonna say though, let's not act like Jiraiya did not fuck all the time. Literally every episode with Naruto, he literally was walking away and getting with women. And let's be real, if it was an actual like
Rated R anime?
yeah, oh, he would be having so much fucking sex.
Yeah, yeah.
That dude was literally in titty bars every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a 6'8" giant shinobi sage.
He's 6'8"?
Yeah. Yes, Jiraiya's
No way.
huge.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Maybe like
He's-
6'5". No, he's 6'8".
Yeah.
How do you spell Jiraiya?
Oh, he's 6'3". 6'3". My fault.
That
my
makes
fault.
so much
But-
more sense. Okay.
But he has tall ass hair. Plus, he wears the Toad Sage sandals.
And the
which
sandals
are
make him like 2 inches taller. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And his hair is spiky. So he looked 6'8". Let's just say that. But this is my thing. He is like that. And like in its canon too, Jiraiya was like hella fucking handsome. Like he wasn't like
Mhm.
ugly as shit.
Yeah.
He was just weird.
He was, yeah, like a perv. He was a pervert.
But he hid that though.
Mm.
And bro,
Mm.
Jiraiya definitely had charisma, bro.
100%. But he was
100%.
just a super pervert. He was worse than Kakashi.
Exactly. Yes, he was. Well, he wrote the fucking.
Matt was
books.
peeping in
But-
at high schoolers.
Bro, it's part of the plot. What do you mean?
It's part of
Anyways,
the plot. It's just part of the plot.
But no, that's the whole tragedy between him and Tsunade, though. He always loved Tsunade.
Didn't he tell
but-
Naruto to go in that female form?
Yes, he did. But that's besides the point.
Hmm.
Him and Tsunade would have gotten together if Jiraiya came back alive. That is a
That's
fact.
probably it. That's probably it. That part. Yeah, that's probably right.
Because no, he literally said, "Hey, if I come back, just promise you." And then he cut off, and then she was just like waiting for him to say it, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding," and then she was just all quiet
Because he expected not
because-
to come back.
Yeah, well, that, and he didn't want her to promise I'll love you if you come back
Because he was expecting not to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't think he was going to come back. But yeah, that is the tragedy of his death too. Is that she, as soon as she started realizing that she loved him, he died, which is the fucking unfortunate thing. And
It only took
people
like
hate on
40
Tsunade.
years.
People hate on Tsunade for that. I you can't hate on her for that. She had, like, first of all, feelings
She
are
was
hella
Hokage?
complicated. Yeah, feelings are hella complicated. She was Hokage, and that Jiraiya was not her first love.
That's true.
So it wasn't like they always loved each other.
That is true.
They grew on each other because one, Jiraiya always loved her, and two, she was so afraid of losing someone she loved again that she didn't want to love anybody. You know?
Well, that's why she was so distant to even Naruto.
Yeah, but that's why she was so afraid. And then once Jiraiya died, she was like fucked up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Tsunade's a great character. She actually is a
100%.
fantastic character, bro. I actually like Tsunade a lot.
She's Hokage.
I think
for a
all the
reason.
Kage. I think all the Kage are really cool. Anybody who's like, yeah, I hate this specific Kage, I'm like, nah, kill yourself.
What about the second
Like,
Hokage?
They all.
What about Orochimaru?
He's not a Kage.
He's not a Kage.
He was a Sound Village Kage, bro. What do you mean?
Was
We're
he?
talking about Hokage.
Oh, okay. So you say that. You gotta say that.
Yeah, you gotta say Hokage. What about the second
But
Hokage
no.
then? Second Hokage.
I'll say this. Like I
Hitler.
said, every Kage. He was not Hitler, bro. He was
That was
not
racist.
Hitler. He was incredibly discriminatory towards the Uchiha, but he also did have Uchiha in his squad. Like, there was Uchiha
kill other
that he
Uchiha.
trusted. No.
Bro was low key he low key could cook though. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
Of
no,
course he
no,
could. He's one of
no,
the
no.
best ninjutsu creators to exist, if
That-
not the
that's
best.
what I'm saying. I think he is the best because he created
By the way, to
what's it
kill
called?
Uchiha.
Yeah. He created reanimation. He created flying Raijin. He created shadow clones. He created
to
like
counter.
he was one of the there was only like 5 characters in all of Naruto history that could use water style without water nearby. He was one of them.
That's true.
He's like one of the most powerful water style users in history. He created the most ninjutsu out of almost any character in the story. And honestly,
Water Dragon
too,
is fire.
like politically with the village, too, he was actually a good Hokage. Like the third, it's not his fault because he had to come back after Minato died.
Well, they all
But-
had super bad circumstances. Every single Hokage.
Yeah. But Tobirama, at least, he set up such a powerful next generation to take over after him. Like he trained the third, Danzo, he trained what's it called?
Look what Donzo turned out. Racist.
But the third wasn't. That's the point. Is that he had people. He trained Fukaku as well. He trained
Yeah.
Sasuke's father. Like there was
Mhm,
Uchiha that he taught.
Yeah, he was just always angry.
Well, he was literally a child soldier and watched his entire family get slaughtered. So.
All the Hokages were child soldiers.
Yeah, but not all of them have to be like, yes, I'm very happy. I just saw my father get his head chopped
I'm not
off.
saying they all have to be Minato. Okay.
Yeah,
Also, another hot take: Kakashi shouldn't have been a Kage.
I agree. I think Tsunade should have just held it until Naruto was ready. Honestly, too, it would
I
have been way
agree.
more symbolic if he did that too.
Yep.
Because she was only Hokage because of Naruto. It would have been really symbolic. Yeah, having Kakashi be Kage for 5 years,
He
during
didn't even
peace
like
times,
it,
That didn't even make sense.
and he wasn't even good like diplomat either.
Yeah, and their reasoning for Tsunade giving it up was, yeah, she's just lazy and she doesn't want to do it anymore.
That's insane.
What?
She was like one of the most hardworking people like in the entire show.
Yeah. When everybody was like, yeah, Rock Lee will never be able to fight again, she literally dedicated herself to like helping him, a boy that she didn't even know. Yeah, nah, great character.
Because he was part of the village.
Yep, she was the perfect candidate for Hokage.
Yep.
Jiraiya
You guys
would've
want
been
to
a
talk
great
about?
Hokage too.
You guys want? Do you guys find it a theme that in animes that like the final ships are not that good, or like very lackluster at least?
100%.
Like, am I the only one
100%.
thinking that? I mean, look at Ichigo.
Some animes.
Look at Ichigo and yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god. Let's not talk about that bitch, okay? That's something I don't want to talk
You
about.
personally
Okay?
hate that. I know you personally hate that.
I hate that, bro. Oh, Ichigo.
Should have been Naruto.
Yeah,
All she did was she
Should've
whine,
should've
complain,
always
and
been
be
that.
weak.
Hmm. The only anime that I don't think that has never had a bad relationship or not relationship, bad ship or like people getting together is Dragon Ball. Every single one of them.
I knew you were gonna say that
makes
because I was
sense.
thinking of something.
Every
Also,
single
Charlotte
thing,
and
every
Shuffle,
single
bro.
thing. Why? What are you laughing about?
I did see a ship between Recruit and Goldo.
That's why I had to pull it back a little bit. I had to pull it back a little bit. But then again, that would also make sense because they're alone
I
in the
saw a
pod
meme.
together in space for like
Bro.
forever. So
You know the meme of the two black dudes kissing? There's a meme that someone did like they drew over that and it was Raccoon and Goldo. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was terrifying.
oh my
to
god. But
witness
yeah,
with my
every
eyes,
single
bro.
relationship makes sense in
Oh
Dragon Ball.
my god.
Like
Yeah,
people try
Chi-Chi and
to get
Goku.
Bulma and Goku together, never would have made sense.
That never
Best
would've
friends,
made sense.
they've always been best friends forever.
Yeah.
Always.
Chi-Chi and
Not-
him always made more sense.
Yeah, but they never should have.
Gohan and Videl made sense.
Temporary relationship between Bulma and Yamcha made sense. They were both like
Yeah.
teenagers. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Even Trunks and old girl from the future. Forget her name.
That also makes sense. Yes, every single relationship makes sense, even though she's kind of like a pedophile, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll forget about that.
She's like 80 years old and he's like 18, but whatever.
No, anime ships definitely don't make sense.
Usually
Yeah.
don't make sense. Yeah.
What, you mean you don't like the Deku All Might ship?
Okay, bro.
or the Deku Nomu ship?
Remember when I showed you guys that?
Yeah,
you guys
that
thought it was lying.
awful, bro. That shit was awful.
That's a real shit people go for.
That's awful.
Well, it's My Hero fans, so circle back on that.
If you ship Nomu and a child, bro, like you.
What
you
if Nomu was
gotta
actually a
have
child? Like it just transformed into that.
Nope.
Nope.
First of all, the body that was turned into from was an adult. First of all, and second of all, that is a monster. That's if you're like, yeah, the Nine Tails would definitely give it 10/10. It's like that doesn't even make sense.
Well,
Who said,
what?
well,
I'm just joking. Relax.
bro said, well.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, but like every anime I've seen, like they end up like that. It just feels like fan fiction at the ending, you know?
'Cause it has no chemistry.
There's still animes that have like good ending ships. I mean,
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying
Yo,
there's a lot. There's like
D-
too much of a coincidence to be too many.
he was low key upset when we watched Shuffle. It was me, him, and Nick that watched Shuffle, bro. And this man was so upset about the ship that ended up like the girl he ends up picking, bro.
It's like
And me and
it's
Nick were like,
I don't know what. It's like a what do you call it? Cliche. Like they end up like the third best person.
but me and Nick were like, oh yeah, it makes sense, bro. Like we saw who he ended up with, and it was like, bro, like it made total sense. But like D was just not having it, bro. Bro was not
For
happy
what?
about the ending. Shuffle, do you remember that at all?
Shuffle.
Explain it to him.
It was kind of like a weird kind of like slice of life that had some like sci-fi to it. It was kind of like there was like a demon realm, and then there was like a god's realm, and this man was like, hold on, let me see if I can just.
Shuffle. Oh, I looked it up.
Okay, cool.
I
yeah.
remember him
There you
watching this. I never watched it though.
I'm pretty sure you watched with us.
No, I didn't. I remember you guys watching this though. We didn't watch this. I'm almost certain this might have been the thing you were watching when me and Jacob were in the other room. Like I'm almost certain this.
No,
one
that's
didn't.
not. No, it's
No,
not.
no.
That's
We
the
watched.
ghost
I
one.
disintegrated.
That's the
his
ghost one.
life
We were
with a
watching
whole
Star
other
Wars.
anime, bro.
Oh,
You were watching Star Wars and watching this ghost one, and like she left and then she came back.
When we watched this, bro, we watched this when your mom still had the house and like my dad was like first dating like your mom.
I do not remember this.
It's been quite some time. It was
I
like when
don't
I
think
first started
I don't
putting you
think I
guys on
watched it.
anime.
Because I remember every other one you showed me, bro. I do not remember that. I don't think I was there.
I'm pretty
Really
sure.
watching.
I'm pretty sure.
So sure, he just abused his desk.
Yeah, I
I
did.
thought that was his.
His what?
I don't know.
His what?
I wish we had the soundboard in here. I was about to play something.
In another Loki, another anime ship that actually like did happen. Charlotte, that was also another one.
No, that was a good one.
People hate that anime. That's what I figured out. People
Bro,
say it's
I
too
found
all over
out-
the place.
No, see what I found out was that someone didn't. I know someone that didn't like the power system, but they like My Hero, and I was like, bro, it's basically
That
My
doesn't even
Hero.
make sense.
I was like, the power system in the anime is basically they have powers that have downsides to them for the reason that they don't know how to control them. And I was like, what? Huh? What other anime does it? My Hero, bro. Like literally, these fools had limits to their powers. Everybody's power had some sort of downside to it. Fucking
It's almost like the stronger the power, the bigger the requirement needed.
yeah. I was like, bruh. I was like, you can't say that you had enough of the anime because you watched a couple episodes and you were like, the powers were stupid. Like, bruh.
Now, my
Cedric.
favorite is when the guy was so fast he couldn't stop himself.
He said teleportation, bro. Literally bolted running.
He wasn't teleporting. Yeah.
I actually have a genuine question.
Huh?
Cedric, how do you feel about Amelia and Subaru?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I know you don't like Amelia, huh?
I actually like Amelia a lot.
I don't like Amelia. Okay, I don't think that was definitely like the spot, but I also like I don't see him with a lot of like other girls in the anime, like no matter like how much like they like kind of like crush on him. Like Ram would have been like a decent one, but like I don't think that like she fits his personality wise. Like everything she explained, like don't get me wrong, Ram is by far best girl in the anime, but like Amelia's backstory does a lot for her, and like it does a lot for like everything that goes on. You know what I mean? Like it does a lot to like explain like his fixation with her, is like how he feels about her and like shit like that. So like I understand why it happened, but like do I agree with it? Do I enjoy it? No.
Do you know what my opinion is on that? I kind of had a similar opinion in the first season just because not a ton is explained. After watching the second season with Jacob, I loved her character. I think
Yeah,
that,
like I said, backstory.
And
not
crazy
even
that it took
just
you guys
that.
that long.
No, well, this is my thing. I think I really liked Rem's character, so I hoped that
It overshadowed it for you.
Yeah, but the thing with that is that Rem can't fill that void for him. She can only be there for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Amelia fills the piece that he is fucked up and missing.
They're a perfect match, even though that
They are a perfect match.
Yeah, even though that
And then
people would say like Rem is, what do you call it?
No,
the best person there.
No, she loves him, but she can't like help him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole.
That's the tragedy about
That's
it.
the tragedy, because everybody likes Rem. There's no one who's like, yeah, Rem's a fucking piece of shit.
Even in the
If you
show.
say that, you're a fucking idiot. But everybody likes Rem.
Well, I've
But
heard a hot take that
Amelia-
they don't like Rem because she was killing Subaru over and over for like a stupid reason.
That's retarded. I'm sorry.
That sounds stupid.
But no, Amelia is like the perfect piece to fix him, and not even fix him, just to mend him, mend his soul and mind. You know. I don't
Okay.
know. The season with her trials and everything that just I don't know. That just
Fleshed
brought a
her out
lot
for
out
you?
of it. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I agreed with you. Like, I
Gave her
agree
so
that
much
like
depth.
it gave her a lot more depth compared to like everything that we had already had. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. There was like moments where I was like, okay, like I understand. Like, there's a lot going on for her, like backstory, her trials, her like mental, like everything that she has to like push herself through. Like, she's basically like relearning life. Like, you know what I mean? She's still like that young kid, like mentally.
Well, they're all pretty young. They're like 18 years old.
Yeah.
No, I mean like after her freezing up in that crystal and
Oh,
like
yeah. Immature.
like she's still very immature.
Well, it's not very immature. It's more of like childish thing. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
innocence, maybe, I should say.
Yeah,
No, it's
most-
pretty immature. There's
think
some
so?
immaturities in there. Yes.
I believe it's innocence too.
I
'cause
believe
she's
it's
like a
more innocent
princess.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's not an idiot, and she's definitely
Mm.
formal and cordial.
I wouldn't say idiotic.
Well, yeah,
more
but you also
ignorant.
got to remember that she's been
Yeah,
like
It's definitely
the reason why she's got like she's a little more formal is because of like Roswell and like everything
Yeah.
that she's gone through, like the
That's
whole
why it's not
like,
inerotic. It's
selection.
more of her ignorance of it. That's the innocence of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I agree with that.
Unless you have another take on that.
No.
Interesting.
I do have a theory on the anime.
The anime?
Yeah, I have a solid theory. Clearly not going to talk about it right now.
Okay. Don't want to spoil the viewers. People haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we just talked about so much already.
Talking about the
Oh.
ending of so many other anime.
Oh, if someone's midway through Naruto, they're fried.
Oh, by the way, for everyone
Oh, yeah.
watching Attack on Titan right now, he turns into a bird.
Yes,
That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's the ending.
guys.
Oh my god. That's so
And
stupid.
Levi gets turned into Freddy Krueger.
Okay. Oh my god. Anyway, I wanted to ask Nick. What were you saying when I told you shut up? Save it for the podcast, like before we started.
Fuck. Oh, I remember. It came to me so fast. Pause. So apparently Kanye's
Of course it's Kanye.
his fucking PC got hacked and all his data got leaked.
Bruh.
And so like his whole album got leaked to the album he's doing right now. So like Cosby and Cousins and all that came out, and like the other songs like that. But apparently there's a file for his next album after this. And do you know what the title of that album was?
Oh god. What is it?
It's literally just in capital letters, just cuck.
The true prodigy of our generation.
Yeah, it was funny because like a dude, the first comment on it was like under the video talking about it, it was like slowly his ranking of an all-time rapper is just going down slowly because bro's just tarnishing his fucking reputation. Like even if you're like, what he's saying doesn't matter, which is insane, but even if you're saying that, the amount of bad music he's putting out is like outrageous.
Yeah. Still better than a
Like,
lot of
he
music
had-
coming out, but
Yeah,
hell.
yes.
Hey, not gonna lie, they got stuck in my head for a day. So
Okay. Okay. Man's
now
on
we're banned on
Netflix
every
now.
media that I just said that right now.
Yeah.
Cuck.
Yeah, Cuck is insane.
Because he considers himself a cuck now.
I think. Well, I think he paid people to smash his girl after Kim, so and he watched.
Why?
And he's defending Diddy, who did that every day. So
You heard Diddy
People
saying he's
think-
innocent? I saw when I passed by, the news is on, I passed by the living room, and it says that what is, I forgot his real name. They said his real name, and he is claiming innocence.
Sean Combs.
Sean Combs is claiming innocence.
Bro, you actually something crazy about that, right?
Okay.
Bro, you know his lawyer fucking quit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, his
His
lawyer like gave up on the case.
Bro, his lawyer is one of the better lawyers
in the entire
out
world.
there in the
Yeah.
entire world, and he looked at that shit and said, "Yeah, bro, you're cooked." That's
The
basically
craziest
what
thing
he
in the
was.
world is
He
that in real
looked
life
and he
is
said,
he's
"There's
actually
nothing
innocent."
I can't do." Yeah,
There's nothing I can do. Yeah, bro. Yeah, this guy's going to jail. This guy's going to prison.
bro.
Yeah.
I was watching a couple. One of the guys I watched, he was watching clips that did not age well, bro. And it's mostly Diddy clips, and it's like, oh my god,
That one
bro.
movie he was in, chasing like them down the hotel.
The ain't no party like a Diddy party, bro. When
Oh,
he's
LeBron?
inviting Ellen, bro, and shit like that, bro. Oh,
he was
my
definitely at
God,
those
bro.
parties, bro. 1,000%.
He was the clip when the big bed and like outside, with, like 30 people on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one. I think it was like a Teen Choice Awards, bro. They're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
no.
it's Diddy!" And that fool comes
No. Oh no. Oh my, what a horrible thing. Oh my lord. The 50 Cent too.
Yeah. 50 Cent said, I always knew Diddy was on that.
Apparently he went to his parties.
He was scouting. He's actually the
He
Fed that
was
set him up.
He was scouting.
bro, low key.
Well, not everyone who went to these parties went to the after party, to be fair though.
Yeah. No, the after the whole freak offs, that wasn't publicly available.
Yeah.
That was like for the elite people
Mm-hmm.
and the people they wanted to obviously take advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's not a.
I'm sure
even
that
a
the before
1%
parties were
chance.
fun, but ooh. Yeah, just leave before
Yeah,
like
bro.
10
Who do
o'clock.
Who do you
Did
think's
you see
gonna
the clip?
appear on the list, bro?
Well,
you see the
they
clip
already
of,
showed like 30 people on it. Like I said, 50 Cent's on the list. What would you say?
They showed a clip of Diddy. He was like on the balcony during one of his parties, and he was like, "Hey, I want to gather all the kids inside.
Oh,
so only
yeah.
the adults can be." It's like that is insane.
Yeah. Ah! Oh my god, I cringe so hard right now.
Yeah, no, that's insane, bro.
Dude. I physically had to cringe right now. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of cringe, we really gotta go down this Chris Chan rabbit hole, bro.
Oh God!
We really gotta go down this
I don't know if I
I
want
just
to.
finished, bro. I just finished having a conversation about this yesterday.
We
bro.
really
I
gotta.
don't.
We gotta start all the way from what was it? 1989? Is that when it started?
Oh my God!
The most documented man in history, or woman, or he-man,
Bro,
or
sick.
he-woman.
Okay,
because
let's
he
keep it that. Bro, sick.
Man,
He is very sick. Well, he woman because he was a he was a he, and then he was a woman at the end, or now, and then I don't know anymore. Now he's I don't know what he thinks. She thinks it thinks anymore. It's Sonic.
Sonic is crazy.
Well, her Chris Chan's husband is Sonic Chew, which is a hybrid between Sonic and Pikachu, but it lives in the astral dimension.
Imagine, bro. Imagine, like, you know,
Sounds
like
fake.
later in the future, we find out that like the astral dimension actually ends up being
And
real.
Sonic
and
Chew is
Chew
there.
actually there, bro. Oh my
He's like
god,
the
bro!
master Oogway of that realm.
He's not the master.
That'd be crazy, bro. That'd be.
He
such
also
a
drinks
twist,
his own
bro.
cum.
Oh my god, bro!
That's what he does. We're nutrients. He recycles.
Oh my
It
god!
can't be real, bro.
He goes, "That's actually healthy for
You
you."
have no idea. You have no idea this rabbit hole we're gonna send you down on.
I don't want to know, bro. No.
But I think next episode we should definitely have a guest on now. Sign it out for us, hype man.
Oh right! Ho ha he ha hoo ha
Johnny
hoo, ha,
Bravo.
hoo.
Okay.
Hey, it's your boy, the Anti-God, and I just want to say, like, hey, bro, follow me on, like, you know, Instagram, Twitch, you know, your boy, Hentai Water, or, you know, Instagram, Mr. Genocide, you know, to catch me, I'll catch up on all our posts, and when we get, you know, I'll let you know when we post it, and, you know, but, like, guys, you know, the whole thing, yeah. But, that's the end of the Cousin Bruncle show, and hope you
Episode
enjoyed
3.
it today.
Goodbye.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Nick, you
Hmm?
say anything?
He said bye.
I said goodbye.
Okay. Bye bye people. Remember, give us money. Goodbye.